Understanding Thursday, a Tuesday's Life Books Inspiration. Series 1, Book 2 of 9. Written between November 14th, 2001 to September 15th, 2003. Dedications. For Jonah Matranga from One Line Drawing, for being a hell of a great guy. For Jeff Rickley from Thursday, one of the greatest poet-lyricists since Ian Curtis. For Chris Rowe from the Ataris, for buying me a Jack and Coke, sending me a Christmas card, and making Elliot birthdays incredible. For Andrew McMahon from Something Corporate, for writing Globes and Maps, Me and the Moon, and Constantine, who majored in sweet-ass rock with an emphasis in setlist creation. For Matt Embry from the RX Bandits, for taking the time to speak to those who will listen, making statements without preaching and not talking down to an audience. For Christopher Ender Carapa from Dashboard Confessional, for paving the way for us guys who don't play sports or drive fast cars and aren't afraid of their emotions. For Timothy Lee Bonnet Jr., the author of The Tale of Digby, for being a great confidant and a major influence on me. You have taught me a lot. You surprise me every day. For the greats who inspired me, Hubert Selby Jr., Henry Rollins, Jim Carroll, Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, William S. Burroughs, Ian Curtis, Chuck Palahniuk, Shel Silverstein, Stephen Chbosky, Robert Smith, and Jeffrey Eugenides. And to my friends, old and new, Kirk, Luke, Derek, Erilyn, Caroline, Eric, Amber, Elliot, KR, Ariana, Lonnie, Julie, Tucker, Roger, John, Mr. Flynn, Mr. Quint, Lance, Ainsley, Will, and Marilyn. Without you, I'd only have half a book. Hopefully the day will come where the past doesn't matter. And to Kelly, who's only comparable to the stars themselves. I'll make one editorial remark right here, but almost all those names, and any names you see listed that have an asterisk after the name, means that that is not the real name. So out of that last list, Eric, John, and Kelly are the only real names. Endorsements. Books. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Diary. Choke. Survivor. The Basketball Diaries. Forced Entries. The Downtown Diaries. On the Road. The Catcher in the Rye. The Great Gatsby. Junkie. Requiem for a Dream. The Fall of America. Howl and Other Poems. The Boys on the Tracks. Devil's Knot. The True Story of the West Memphis Three. The Tale of Digby. Middlesex. The Virgin Suicides. The Room. Last Exit to Brooklyn. The Moon is Down. A Clockwork Orange. The Wanting Seed. Cry, the Beloved Country. Touching from a Distance. Lullaby. Black Coffee Blues. Life of Pi. Ishmael. The Sign and the Seal. Films. Day for Night. The 400 Blows. The Mosquito Coast. Magnolia. Requiem for a Dream. Halloween. Salò. The Hidden Fortress. The Crow. Leon the Professional. The Goonies. The Monster Squad. Marat Sade. Suspiria. Phenomena. Juliet of the Spirits. 8.5. Amarcord. Brazil. 12 Monkeys. Pi. Chasing Amy. Bands. Something Corporate. RX Bandits. One Line Drawing. The Ataris. Further Seems Forever. The Juliana Theory. Yellow Card. The All-American Rejects. Authority Zero. Sigaros. Dashboard Confessional. Steel Train. The Early November. Atreyu. Elliott Smith. Piebald. Thursday. Sparta. Jimmy Eat World. Finch. Ben Folds. The Get Up Kids. Autopilot Off. Stewart. Brand New. Good Charlotte. The Movie Life. Newfound Glory. Dreamer. Statistics. Code 7. Sugar Cult. Rufio. AFI. Phoenix TX. The Starting Line. The Used. 238. Fairweather. Anything But Joey. Joy Division. The Cure. Smashing Pumpkins. Radiohead. Sublime. Beethoven. John Coltrane. Miles Davis. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Snoop Dogg. Armor for Sleep. Abandoned Pools. Amberlin. Celebrity. Acceptance. Elliot. Coheed and Cambria. Mogwai, Explosions in the Sky. Introduction. I began this book of poetry very simply but scared. I wasn't sure where it would take me or if I would be able to fill another book. With Till the Streetlights Came On, I had no time frame, no real beginning and no real end. I had dozens and dozens of poems that I had written in different styles in various notebooks in myriad places. There was no true chronology or linear structure. I just took what I had and fit them in the best order I could come up with. It was November of 2001, and I had been carrying around the same little sketchbook turned book of poetry with no great output and no set schedule to write. So I figured it was time to start a new section of life. Just a month before, a 2-year-long relationship had ended, so it seemed to be the perfect time for new beginnings. I slapped all of the Till the Streetlights Came On pieces together and put them on the shelf. I then picked up a new sketchbook, turned it into a new book of poetry, and set off to see where it would lead. I said then that what I needed was an end. Just like a fortune cookie I would get later in life, which read, "Always begin with an end in mind." So I decided that once I filled this little black book with my poems in it, Pink Floyd reference, then this book will be done. So 300 blank pages were filled over the period of almost 2 years, and the result is what lies ahead of you. I've always considered myself an extremely stylized person, and by that I mean slightly neurotic. Everything I do must be done the same way. With Till the Streetlights Came On, every piece had to be complete. There were no fragments, and each poem had to have a title. With Understanding Thursday, I shattered that strict form as much as I honored it. Around the same time I began this book, I also began to name the pens I use. I've carried a pen in my pocket for many years, and I began to give each one a name and a life. I set myself rules of usage for my pens. I can only write in my book of poetry and my journals with my present pen, and once that pen ran out of ink, I would then retire it and move on to a new pen. I would buy these 3 packs of Papermate Flexi Grips that come with a purple, green, and gray pen, and that was the order I would use them. Purple first, because I hate purple, then green, and then gray. Through the course of this book, I have retired 19 pens. That is just about 1 pen per month. And in that time period, I only misplaced 1 pen and had to replace it with a clone. Those pens in order of usage are Bob, Betsy, Spike Schnizzle, Plum Crazy, Sprite, Muted Demon, Tripsy, Sublime, Broken Angel, Virulin, Exodus, KHBS WTG, Splurge, Digby, Outsider, Change, Flyboy, Dagger 2.0, and Constantine. So here I am, all crazed and neurotic, following these strange rituals and practices, yet I also blow apart many rules I set forth previously. In Understanding Thursday, I've broken away from always completing my pieces. There are many small fragments, and many of these are left untitled. They are only given distinction by the dates on which they were written. I also tried very hard to keep a tight schedule on a piece. Usually, I would not begin a new poem until ending the one I was currently working on. That too was not the case with this book. I would write a few lines one day and then return to it many months later. I always felt that this was wrong because poems should be written in the moment, and if you let them go unfinished for too long, then the poems change from its original theme. I found this was actually to my advantage and was quite surprised how well some of these pieces turned out. Another thing I must mention is that in the latter part of the book, you may find a few lines repeated from poems in the first half of the book. This did not happen too often, but I was afraid if I did not explain why, I would come under ridicule. Much like in my early works until the Streetlights Came On, I spent a lot of time with rhyme schemes and all of that junk. I would soon drop that altogether and eventually grow to despise rhyming poetry, but something in me slowly made me go back to that form. I began to write pieces with the mindset that they would be used as lyrics for songs, some of which have been put to music and function quite well. In writing some song lyrics, I began to reuse phrases I really liked from my writings. All poems that were initiated as song lyrics will be labeled song. This will tell you that they may contain lines stolen from other poems. And finally, the last thing I would like to talk about is the titles of my poems. I've always attempted to stay away from obvious titles. For example, in Till the Streetlights Came On, there's a piece called No Difference. We had to write this as an assignment. the assignment was to write about hands. And as you may have noticed, I did not call it hands, nor did I even use the word hands in the piece at all. In Understanding Thursday, I followed through on this as best as I could to have titles that were very obscure and for the most part had nothing to do with the poem. And if they did, it was some sort of hidden meaning. One thing I'm extremely proud of with this book is that unlike Till the Streetlights Came On, where every other title was stolen from another place, most of the titles here are of my own creation. I changed from stealing stuff from other people's works and began to use my own inside jokes and creations. Still, a few titles are homages to other works, and the only reason for that is because in some roundabout way they relate to the poem, and if you look closely enough, you may figure out how. Jungle Finger. A year I have been here, lying on the grass, tears watering the land beneath my aching head. He is down there, only feet below. I pray someday we can reach one another. I miss the smile on his face, the warmth of his heart. It is not fair that these things happen. He is down there, only feet below me. Never will he speak, never will he laugh or cry. I think of all the things we saw, things we did and wish we had not, things we will never do. Was the time we had enough to fill my heart so full that I will never forget these things? I'll find out someday. 6 feet above him, always by his side. Can't wait till next Tuesday. Other places all around me, other towns, cities, states, other countries and people, and I feel so left out. I am a loner in a world of corporations, a single leaf on a bare tree. I drive in front of the line. I turn left, only to see the others behind me go right. I fly against the flock of birds. I get last year's hot toy, last season's hot shirt, the hot band's last album, last year's model of car, receiving leftovers of leftovers, hand-me-downs from someone who never wanted the stuff in the first place. I write when others want to hear me. I speak when they want to talk. I ask questions when they want answers. I touch when they want space. When they want to fuck, I want to sleep. When I want them, they want another. She wants me when I want someone else. I want her after she already left. I'm tired of being the one driving south on a northbound lane, wearing jeans in the summer, long hair when others have short when they have long, one step behind the crowd, laughing at a punchline when they are saddened by a sorrowful tale, giving my condolences before there's even a corpse. All of these places, these worlds, feel as if they are here to fuck with my mind, to tear at my flesh and burn my heart, even more than I do. I am a floor to be shat upon and used as their stomping ground, helping them to attain riches and glory, using my hard-earned cash and constantly fading time. I am the drain of the world clogged with the waste of yesterday. Crazy diamond. Goes round and round. Cross paths that were never known of paths never crossed. Followed as close a trail I could, so many choices, so many ways. What would it be like if I never ventured out, only gave into the thoughts deep inside my soul, telling me that no matter what I do, happiness will never be had, love will never be found. The demons in my mind of mistakes in my past eat through my power, showing me that I'll never be a winner. How can I fight them any longer? The demons are my thoughts, my anxiety, my inhibitions and fear. Worrying about them, I give birth to more. They all tear me to pieces, saying I can never shine, never be bright, never ever be free. So I give in to the darkness. I feel I must. There are ups and downs, and leaps and bounds, and yet it all. Corey's horse. Topeka-born Lenexa raised, feet scorching from asphalt suburbia, jeans stained green with Kansas grass. Living on the edge of civilization, slowly moving in, being pushed in, surrounded and overtaken by new blood, new homes and lives. The whole world to me is backyards. As I grow, it will be more. Still only a radius of 5 miles. I've become comfortably numb with my dying childhood. Every time I cry, parts of me dissolve. Every time I bleed, the kid dies more. The kid in my bones and marrow. The one I love and miss so much. I watch old things shrink. A tree I used to climb, a dog I would ride, my bike and a trail I would travel. The desks I sat in, the blue plastic chairs. Slowly, one by one, they fade away. Eventually, I will forget these things, not care about these things, not want to either. Try to ignore change by ignoring what you were, what you had. Realizing your world is gone, your childhood is dead. Your playground is rebuilt for a new generation, one that's better than you. Your dreams killed to brew hope for others. I collect items, keepsakes, small tokens of my history. The more I mature, the more I want to destroy these things. They laugh at me and tease my senses, telling me to go back, go back. I want to burn my memories, grade cards and art projects, achievements from days gone by, a time only reachable in dreams. I cannot destroy them. They are all I have except for memory, 2-dimensional reminders of a 3-dimensional time. Pictures only capture 1/24th of a second. They don't capture the thoughts, emotions, the tastes and scents. They do not capture your dreams and hopes, nor will they ever. This is your life slowly ending. Look back if you will. It will only kill you faster inside but slower out. You may still breathe and kick. However, you only breathe to sigh at what you lost. Kick to hurt yourself for the torture you bring on. Topeka born, Lenexa raised. A true blood Kansan, with his heart fenced in. Fast food high school. Have a seat, have a seat. Read a book, turn it in, turn it in. Go to lunch. Eat a sandwich, eat a sandwich. Be quiet, sit back down, listen, don't talk. Move along, don't think. Do this assignment, read this story. Next. Would you like to supersize that? Any questions? What do you mean you don't understand? Any questions? Don't question me. Leave me alone, I'm arranging the dance. Do busy work, I have to think about the game. Any questions? Have a seat, turn it in. Go to lunch, eat a sandwich. Fuck a cheerleader, wreck your car. Push a nerd boy, deflower a princess. Be quiet, sit back down. Don't talk, listen, move along. You've graduated. Sage before beauty. Casey. Hey Casey. Can you hear me calling? Calling you from the chilling night. My arms are open and ready to warm you. Casey, do you remember? Did you ever get naked and play your bongos? Do you still wear your homemade Catwoman shirt? I regret never knowing you, only your power as a writer. Another contemporary like me. Chikelli. Hey Chikelli. Can you hear me yelling? Yelling for you to run from the light. It may burn your eyes. I often, too, get lost in a day's life, like you once wrote, and I, too, must pass soon as death does loom. We have not spoken in years, but some thoughts you scribed still stay in my mind. Remember when we would joke in second grade music class? Just you, Mindy, and I? Time sure flies when you don't have a clue where you are. Valerie. Hey, Valerie. Can you see me beckoning? Beckoning to watch the sunrise? A bottle of rum and some reefer to make the day begin. You are a super pickle, and I feel for you at times. To my sailor was masterpiece, yet sad, and that's no lie. Now you are married and a world away. But hey, you've got a pen and paper. Guess what? So do I. Let us start a new phase of our friendship as the fiery sun comes up. Shauna. Hey, Shauna. Can you hear me asking? Asking for the time of day. We have 10 hours of daylight. Let's see all we can, okay? I wrote 2 poems about you. I never told you so. I recall you wrote one called The Guy Across the Room. I was the main subject. I'm still flattered. You still have not shared it, though. I'm here if you ever need me. Keith. Hey, Keith. Can you hear me cheering? Cheering at the dying sun. Soon the darkness will cover all, and it is time for us to run. Did you ever start your nipple revolution? I said I'd lend a hand. Fuck it. Let's get stoned, pick our froze, and beat some Nazi smurfs with rubber bands. Cassie. Hey, Cassie. Can you see me smiling? Smiling at your face? You were such a special lady. I fear no one told you so. I know you remember, because I do, what I said that day in the hall. I meant it. Still do. I'm glad it made a difference, if only for a day. I still have the note you gave me. Alexandra. Hey, Alexandra. Can you hear me laughing? Laughing at the fun we had. Talking and chatting in drama class. You said I was a good actor. I think you were just being polite. I was touched when you complimented my monologue, the one about Brandon Lee. I can still hear your voice when you performed as Miss Dickinson, Emily, that is. I still have your critique sheet of the piece I did from Pulp Fiction when I became Christopher Walken. Do you ever think about me? Throughout my high school days, I was surrounded by such talent, such love and camaraderie. Most of you mentioned I did not really know, nor have I seen you since. I miss you, and it is depressing that I never realized the masterful peers you were until you've all gone away. Archive. Billy, will you sing for me this night? Yell in that quivering voice. Tell me about disarm tonight, and end my infinite sadness. The world is a vampire, I know. Except why do I thirst for blood? Emily, will you read for me a poem tonight? Something dark that we can share, my lady. I want to feel the coldness of your skin as you read a sonnet about me. After I am dead, we can finally be together. John, will you share your pain tonight? Fuel my rage with your lyrical sex. Help me find a way out of my mind. Hey, Daddy, tell me I'm somebody someone, 'cause I just want to laugh again. Roger, will you mystify me tonight with songs about the worm? Open your head so I can see inside. See if I can steal some tragic thoughts. Power for my rise. Edgar, will you eulogize my dreams tonight as I sleep on the ground where you once laid? Thinking of a raven and wanting it all to end. Show me there is more to hate than pain. Are there any benefits? Al, will you show me how to court a young gal tonight? Sing her ballads that make her see me right. Your music stays in my mind and soul. Still, I'm tired of being alone. So let's stay together, worlds apart. Jim, will you spot me a cap tonight? My days have been hard and I need a fix. I want to stand beside you and yell our spoken word from the tarry roofs of New York. Sleep in a nod with me, and let's conquer the aberrations of night. Hubert, will you help me to fight my will tonight? To not kill myself with wants and dreams? Show me a way to deny my needs. Let's stare at the sky and see the demons slowly croon in the moonlight. James, will you show me your torment and despair tonight? Your art shows me some, but I want to hear some spoken word. Do you dream of killing that drunk driver that took your lover's life? If I was you, I would. I won't pretend, though, to know that pain. Bruce, will you spar with me until I'm good tonight? Help me keep tone and fit so I can live long, unfortunately, unlike you. I saw Brandon in a dream, and he missed you, like the rest of us. Brandon, can you tell me about the beyond tonight? Prepare me for what lies ahead. If not, I understand. You've already given me a lot, a hero, an idol. I wish you were still here. Your father says hi. Paul, can you show me how to create life tonight? So I can give birth to real feelings and emotions. Tell the stories I must in a fashion that's right. If I could have the talent of anyone, it would be you. But you deserve it more than me. It's yours. Chuck, will you be my mentor in cynicism tonight? Teach me textbook pessimism and more of those useless facts. I hate being a narrow-minded consumer that you are quick to judge and tear down. At least I'm being degraded by the best. Influences and idols and heroes of my past. I am all of you. I am who I am because of you. Thank you. Survivor. At times it is like I'm a main course, something for someone to serve to another for consumption, to be thought about and prepared. There are rules of etiquette for my consumption. I'm a fucking lobster. You crack my claws, then break my carapace, eat my meat with a 3-pronged midget fork. You put me in a pot and slowly raise the temperature so I die painlessly, but you don't cook me properly. You just toss me in the boiling water and yell at me to be done quicker. Eat me and enjoy. I will eventually be your literal shit. I already feel like it, so I could care less. Catwoman. Casey, I saw you tonight. You saw me too. You recognized me, yes. Do you truly remember? Or am I, perhaps like many, a nameless face from your past? I wanted to approach you, but I did not. I wanted to touch you, but did not. I wanted to kiss you, but did not. I still want these things. It doesn't matter, though. I'll never get them, and that's fine, I guess. When you saw me, did you feel happy? Was it good to see me because you have thought of me too? Wondering what I've done with my life? Did you ever think about me in high school? What if? What could have been? Or was I just a friend to pass in the hall to forget tomorrow? I'll never forget your voice, your style, the independence, the beauty. I wish I could say my longing was not all physical. Some of it is, not all. I just want to know you. I am here. Guild. I am a fighting soldier on the battlefield of creation. I check the ink level in my pen like the bullets in a gun. I go into the world armed with only thoughts and unwritten word. A soldier can die but once. I can die 1,000,000 times and have. Yet my glory will live forever. I've no real battle or war, except to do what I was born to do. Create tales and characters. Dictate my period of time and how it has affected me. I can be told my tales are filth, unrealistic and surreal. That does not concern me. What I create is unimportant. All that matters is the creating. I am a natural-born storyteller, fighting and dying in a land of repetition. For Erilyn. Orange, noun, 1. A semi-tropical evergreen tree of the genus Citrus, with white flowers and round, yellowish-red edible fruit having a sectioned interior and sweet, acid juice. 2. A yellowish-red. Eye, noun, 1. An organ of sight or of light sensitivity. 2. The faculty of seeing, vision. 3. A look, gaze. 4. The ability to perceive, judge, discriminate. 5. A point of vision. 6. Something suggesting an eye, the eye of a needle. Verb, eyed, eyeing, or eyeing, to watch closely, look at, see eye to eye, to be in complete agreement. The combination of 1 part orange and 2 part eyes results in a unique creation as dictated below. Bowl? I saw her that night. Time stood still. Simple thoughts raced through my mind. All I could think about was beauty. Looking at her, I see this. wanting to feel close to her, allow her to be close to me. Yet, will it all work out? She speaks like an angel, thinks pure and uncorrupt, unless she has been hiding her true self. Everything inside me tells me to pursue. Should I? Or see if she does first? Doubts overload my soul. Am I good enough for her friendship? Her trust? Years may pass before I earn either, and I am distraught. I know I cannot change my past. Things I have done may and will affect her view of me. Maybe she will see me striving to be a better man. Years, once again, may pass before I can do so. How can I be able to make her my new friend? Our time together is short. I need to take that step. Unless she takes it first. Staring at me, she tells me about herself. Enchanted, I am, by her gorgeous eyes. Only seeing her eyes as she speaks of the future. Bathing in the amazing glow of her harvest eyes. And I hear every word. Now she has made her move and told me of our friendship. Getting nervous with these questions I have about us. Ever being something more. Ever being something special. Yet something tells me everything will come together. Sadly yet surely, this is my one chance to win her heart. Clockwork Pupils, for Erilyn. Gazing at me, I look deep into them. I know I can't lie or hide. Their fiery hue will burn straight through all of my lies and excuses. Treat her right, I tell myself, and the warmth of her dazzling eyes will comfort you till dawn. Looking long into her soul, stroking her silky brunette hair, her long, sensuous legs rubbing against mine, seeing in her hopefully what she sees in me. The burning of my heart is at last a sanctuary for my hidden emotions. I have found someone special, with sparkling lava eyes. The fresh orange gloss is delicious to the taste. The pleasant sweetness of her kiss, the stunning tart of her lusting lips. A long night lies ahead, a cold December night, to be kept warm with the passion of a beautiful gal with orange eyes. Prism Attractions. Plucking a string of a porcupine quill, strumming the mane of a flapper-esque lion, fingering the keys of a blind tiger, beating the hide of a rabid rhino, cue up the playback and watch us collide. Young pixies with jet-black eyes snort back lines of crushed butterfly wings. Starlit fairies inject in veins the remains of unicorn horn, nodding into a fantasy. Pubescent warlocks striding into the stream, the three-eyed fish nibbling on sunken treasure, plankton-covered mermaids devoured by molten dwarves, sucking on the marrow of skinless albinos, who was next in line, smoking the glow of fireflies. Heartless angels strap on their gravity boots, step down upon fascist cherubs eating mammoth tusks. Ares cuts down the forest, a crab army's home. Seahorses overtake Neptune and his flounder harem. Oh, to be. Nothing. And I see these things that I feel were meant for me, may not be up to the glory of my sufficiency, and I cry lovely tears of want. Deep inside the child sobs, dreaming the pain of tomorrow. This child was pure. I made him so. Now my rage has killed his heart, and I hide behind his false facade. Why do I do these things? Why do I strive for all yet get nothing? For centuries, things will evolve, change, and recoil, build up and boil, to a point of extreme falsity. Fuck the naysayers of my generation, toiling with the structure of my narrowing resolve. Goth Scribe, Echoing through the ancient trees of wisdom and truth, blowing leaves whisper the secrets of an extinct society of philosophers and poets. Branches crack and the silence is broken. Nothing but the thoughts I think I am hearing. Voices in my head spoken by dead people from my past. Wading across the crystal stream, the blackened swan and children dream, becoming part of a general theme. Frost thaws on shivering shrubs, quivering with the trickles of love. Pools of essence gather at the roots of a mystical stone foundation, built merely for symbolism. A shrine to shine for years and months, a day or two or not. And amidst this all is me, a frozen boy with a voiceless scream. Aside in my thorn. Certain things make me think of times when I made mistakes, wondering if I thought enough about it or perhaps not at all. These things I've done I'm not proud of, nor will they ever be. I've come so far and done so much I should not have, and so much I should but didn't. Is there ever going to be a middle ground, where I do the things I should and never do things I should not? I doubt it too. All the wrong things always feel so right, at the time I mean. The right things do not always feel good, not while in the moment. Years later it is felt, and worth it. Eventually, my good will cancel out my bad. Maybe. I can dream at least. More than what you allow. For Marilyn. So many times I felt content, simply touching your skin. The sweetness of your kiss, the warmth of your hands. You made me feel like a man. You always had the power to see everything I felt inside. You knew when I was sad, and when I made a mistake. I hurt you so much, I still don't know why. Always there whenever I needed you, however I needed you. You were and are so much more than what I could ever need. Unfortunately, my want is too much, and I commit these acts that kill your love and trust. I have tried and will try more to regain everything I've lost from you. Trust, love, friendship, all equally important to me. Time will heal all wounds, but the reminder of a scar will stay. These words are true. I know our love will blossom again. It will be magnificent, like you always have been, and I strive to be. Just another teen. For the girl by the phone at Ameristar Casino and saw Not Another Teen Movie on December 28, 2001, who was with her friend and wearing a blue coat. She is standing by the phone. She has been hurt. Her eyes tell me this. She is waiting for someone to come and save her from herself. Men have only seen her for her body, never her truth, her inner beauty. She hates herself for falling in love too many times for too little, putting too much of herself out to get too little back in return. She spends her days following, never leading, staying behind to hide her anguish. She can't show anybody who she really is for fear she will be too exposed, becoming a face in a crowd, crying at night alone, screaming in her mind, wanting that one honest man to comfort her, tell her it will all be okay in the end, and hold her hand by the white picket fence. But for now, she must still cower. Her day will come, she knows this. She wants it oh so bad, and she will have it. Yet today, she is a broken angel in a realm of muted demons. Mason. Depleting sorrow, an old man's pain. Depleting regret, an old man's trouble. Depleting hope, an old man's comfort. Depleting knowledge, an old man's tool. Depleting dreams, an old man's world. Depleting life, an old man's. Bourgeoisie. 5. Sins of the father, torment of the son, dread of the mother, anguish of a sister. At least it's a family thing. 6. Kids in the city, kids in the streets, kids in the alleyways, kids on their feet, running from tomorrow, being hounded by today, chasing the tail of yesterday. 7. Ticking away the time of the Antichrist. Take a chance with redemption, but also risk damnation. Just a roll of the dice. 8. Blessed fools, righteous beasts, shoot the H between your feet. Pop a pill and find a way to enter your own salvation. Prose soldier. Confusions of the masses becomes the problem of the outsiders. Inspection by the masses becomes the problems of the outsiders. Questioning by the masses becomes the problems of the outsiders. Answers from the outsiders becomes comfort for the masses. Advances by the outsiders becomes ease for the masses. Hard work and struggle by the outsiders becomes relaxation for the masses. Questioning by the masses of the outsiders becomes persecution of the outsiders, the ones who make the world work and run. Genocide of the outsiders by the masses calms the minds and makes them feel secure for today. Tomorrow they will realize they killed their motors. The outsiders are the motors that run the mass machine. Millennial Lamentation, O2. The circle of life is a one-sided thing. In order for life to be great, death has to be the patsy. A new year has been born, and it is cherished and celebrated. Last year died quickly with no one caring, yet it gave us more than this year so far. They always say, you can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. It seems like we don't care where we're going and hate where we've been. It feels like that to me. Days go by and things can only change. Will it eventually come full circle? So I will become who I was 5 years ago. And God help me if that's true. Your poem for Cassie B. I read the book your mother wrote, and it made me feel for you even more. It showed that people go through a lot. They change every day and learn from their mistakes. In 100 years, no one, truly no one, will ever understand what happened on that day. You were one of 15 who left us. Most people only care about 13 of you. Are you angry at Eric and Dylan too, like everyone else? Or do you understand a little of their conflict and pain? Nothing can ever make up to you or anyone what they did for infamy. Do you find it strange that in your book, lyrics were quoted from a song by the band the whole catastrophe was supposedly because of? You liked that band, didn't you? Do you see any connection between the two? Faithful people will believe you said what you did. Those who base what they believe on facts question it. I will never question if you said it or not. If you did, that's for you and God to know. If you didn't, we all know you believe. What would you say to us and them if you had the chance? Would you clear up any questions about what you said, or just let us believe what we want? April 20th, 1999. The day she said yes. Freenix. Insider, talk to me. I know you want and need to. Insider, are you sick of not being able to think? Is your job plastic wrapped for you? Your religion sealed airtight? Relaxation not relaxing because of its safety features? Insider, open up to me. I know you think. You were just afraid to speak. Is your future carved in stone? Your dreams etched in biodegradable foam? Feel guilty for wanting to live your life for you instead of your kids? Insider, cry on my shoulder. I know you're choking. It's okay for you to weep. Angry that you put so much effort into 4 years of social interaction. Mad that you went to college for your parents and not you. Upset that your job is financially great but opposite of your dream. Insider, make me proud. I know you can do it. Take back your life. Perhaps take that writing course for yourself. Buy that boat to fix it up. Write that novel that lives inside. Take back your life. It's never too late. Bourgeoisie. 9. She cut his throat and devoured his heart, drank his blood and cried herself to sleep. Wait, what? 10. Enter my wasteland. Find all your gold. Give up your mind, your body, and your soul. The treasures of a childhood reborn. 11. You never think. Just do what they say. They know better. Who are you? What are you going to do? Try and be free? 12. Roll the ball. Take a chance. Turn the knob, a leopard pants. I am slowly going crazy. What most people would entitle fight, but not me. Fight the power. Fight the pain, fight your parents. Fight the cops, fight your teachers. Fight your peers. Fight your boss. Fight the government. Fight the media. Fight society. Fight your mind. Fight the future. Fight your past. Fight your enemies. Fight your friends. Fight your thoughts. Fight your morals. Fight all ethics. Fight dogma. Fight your God. Fight your devil. Fight yourself. Fight your idols. Fight your heroes. Fight your heirs. Fight your leaders. Fight your fans. Fight your followers. Fight. 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 Fuck it all. Fight them all. Fuck them all. Fight it all. You only live once. Waste it and fight. Bourgeoisie. 13. Willie and the Poor Boys. Bring your nickel and unlock the past. Secrets of the old days. Ancient dogma released. 14. My wasteland is your home now, and nothing of you I ask. I hope I've made you happy. I've given all but my life. Eventually, I'll take that for myself. 15. Change your history. Change your mind. Change your appearance. Change your thoughts. Who wants to be unique? 16. Demon sauce. Angel paste. Jungle juice. Desert love. Commit me, please. Bourgeoisie. 17. Corey's horse died before he could ever ride it, so now he can't wait till next Tuesday. Something good might happen. 18. He is coming. I want to warn you. Learn 7. I'll set you free. From the Mastress. Epic. 19. I accepted the fact that I am an outsider. I built my wall. I became the worm, defeating my mental demons. It'll all start again. 20. 10 men, 14 queens, 51 sons, 68 fates. Anyone seeing a pattern? Elitist babies. Plan their nights a week ahead, so everyone can be there. In a group, they are all best friends. Yet there are always inner circles to tease and backstab, talk shit and negate. All is well when hidden in numbers. They don't have to bother with substance or feelings, only about what to wear. They carouse and talk and converse. Everything they say and do will be forgotten in days. They laugh and smile and hug and kiss. Quietly deep inside, they are always judging, reassessing, and computing in their minds. All is fun in numbers. When they go their separate ways, in jumps the pain, the depression. They know that they are truly alone. Their friends are eye candy to slowly starve them. Where did the love of the world go? Why did everybody go away? Where did I go wrong? Money can only buy things to be left behind. Friendship is the only spiritual currency. Black Knees for Eliza. I opened it all up only to be shut down. There was something about you I loved but now hate. I gave you friendship, my heart, love, then body. You never gave me anything except 3 hours of lust. I held you only once. You cried in my arms. You needed someone, and I was the only one you trusted. The last time I spoke to you in person, I needed to touch you. You refused to give me a single hug or any care. I listened when you needed it. I spoke when you allowed. Every day I thought would be the day we would finally give in to one another. That day never came. We were never more. We were only fake friends and useless lovers. I gave you my heart when you only wanted my body. You gave me your body when I wanted your love. It has been years since I've touched you. It has been years since I've seen you. It has been years since I've held you. But not more than days since I've thought of you. Always still questioning, did I ever mean anything to you? Always still wondering, do you miss me too? My whole being wants to hate you, wants to curse you, wants to forget you. Yet why do I still love missing you? I still can't believe what a lost child you were. I guided you the best I could. However, I only guided you away from me. I wish I could say that you changed me, made me a better person, that our friendship was something true. I never lied to you, so I won't start now. I only have 2 pictures of you, and a dozen fading glimpses, a few worn-out phrases, a small tingle where you touched me. I cried for you once, and that was one time too many. It was 2 a.m., my first day of senior year, the day after you killed all hope. One thing I've always hated in life is someone I know becoming someone I knew. You are no longer in my life like you were. Not a day passes that I'm glad I never truly knew you. In the parking lot at midnight for Chastity. We were naked and touching before we ever spoke as friends. You made me in your mind something that I'd never be. I made you out to be a piece of flesh to do everything I want. You put up with me and believed in us. Why? Because you thought we'd grow to be more? I wanted your body, never your friendship or love. I used you and apologized, then used you again. You fell for my lies and allowed it. Why did I just now grow a heart years after I hurt you? I cannot begin to say all the things I think when your face floats around in my mind. I was your first kiss, your first touch, your first heartbreak, and I never cared about your feelings. You were such a special girl, and I never wanted to see that. I wasn't ready to deal with those kinds of emotions. I called you one day and told you, you still are what you may want to be, while I am a useless fuck who deserves to be hurt tenfold. That still wouldn't be sufficient when compared to your pain. I still think about you, about all the mistakes I made. I'm sure you think of me too, for reasons unbeknownst to me. I'm sure you'd forget me if you could. Now it's time to talk about someday. Someday we can meet again. Someday we could want to start over. Someday I could take you on a real date. Someday I could treat you like a person, learn about you, ask you questions, allow myself to see you as a friend, rewrite our penciled past with permanent ink. We could finally be what you couldn't have but wanted. We could finally be what I wanted too but wouldn't allow. I believe that things change with time, so people can grow to be better to the ones they hurt. Tuttle Creek for Mindy. Floating on a raft with your friend in the river pond in the cool brown water on a warm summer day, I showed off and swam beneath you. For some reason I thought you were older than I, shocked to find out you were younger. Just like you, I was camping with my family and friends. You kept trying to see us, like my buds and I did you. Do you remember the night on the trail, when we had 15 minutes alone? Voices echoing from the darkness around us, trees and bushes surrounding, the cool breeze of the midnight water. We held each other and kissed. We touched, and you were nervous about exposing the scar on your chest, although I'd seen it earlier when you were swimming. It didn't bother me then, either. Still doesn't. Do you remember finding our tent at 1 a.m? You and Angel watched Halloween with us for about an hour. The following day, do you recall? You and I behind the rundown concession stand, by the volleyball court and beach, kissing again, touching, your body scented with the smell of the river, your shirt kind of damp from your bathing suit beneath, the smell of your wet hair. I remember kissing you, eyes open, memorizing every curve of your ear, feeling that mounting depression, knowing you'd disappear. I told you to remember me, my name and my face, for someday I'll be famous. I'm still working on it. Although short, our time was amazing. I will find you again. We may not be what we both remember, but it's nice to visit our memories. We were each other's for a day and a half. A piece of each other's past we remain. A part of our hearts still together. Justice for all the ladies I've known. It is coming, the day I am confronted, surrounded, and attacked. I will cower in their circle, yelling on my hands and knees, stripped of all my faces that I used to hide. Every girl, every woman that I've ever known and touched will control me. They will devour me. They will yell, "You are not who you think you are." They will stone and kick me. "You are not what you pretend to be." They will kick and punch me. You like to think that you are more than you are. They punch and stab me. You act like you don't have feelings, but you do. They will stab me and pierce me with words. You told us you loved us, then fucked us and left. They will yell, "You ruined our hearts and made it hard for us to love." They will yell, "You made us build a wall to hold out all real men." Everything I did and said to them has now become bullets in their emotional guns of thought. You made us feel bad about ourselves, made us cry for your mistakes, made us weak, made us look down upon the eyes of our parents, laughed at by our friends. You are all the bad things our mothers warned us about. I will say, "I'm sorry." Then the curtain will rise, and I will be center stage in the theater of life. The world will see me weak and groveling. They'll laugh and cheer at my cowardice and begging. I will finally see that I do have feelings, yet I only care when it is myself being hurt. Too little, too late. Porn star aristocracy. Step into the world and lose all self-control. Give up individuality. Hand over the keys to free will. And all of this makes me wanna kill. But more importantly, They take your money in exchange for shit. Feed you lies and make you sick. They take your lives and say you're weak. Feed you bullshit and swear you're dumb. They strip you of power and give you rules. Feed you answers that give you more questions. And all of this makes me wanna kill. But above all, I wanna fuck the bourgeois. Fuck the bourgeois. With their high-rise condos or house in the hills, 6-car garage and private jet thrills, 7-figure salaries, Barbie doll figure wives, kings of industry pretending, rulers of the world facade, posh tight-ass daughters, the princess guys and debutante balls, Versace-wearing sons, viper brother and cocaine bills, living like fucking gods, killing freedom with trusts, taking lives and breaking families, only to make a few more bucks. And all of this makes me wanna kill. And now also, fuck the bourgeois. Fuck the bourgeois. They hide behind stolen money, fake friends, false enemies, shield themselves with titles and prestige, awards and medals and ribbons, things my bullets will still go through. Promote themselves with bought media, golden crosses around their necks, million-plus churches in their neighborhoods, forced million-plus churches in mine, all fronts to hide their raping and pillaging, whore buying and junk addictions. They use their religion of the day to appeal to the no-man, but us no-man assholes are smarter than they think. We may not have the power, the attorneys, or the funds, only the lack of loss and care, the killing mind, and the guns. And all of this makes me wanna kill. But more than that, I wanna fuck the bourgeois. Fuck the bourgeois. Right in their silver spoon sucking mouths and Starbucks latte enema asses. All of the poverty-stricken no-men yell, fuck the bourgeois. All the white trash in the house yell, fuck the bourgeois. All the future pedophiles and serial killers yell, fuck the bourgeois. All the rebels in the house yell, fuck the bourgeois. All the outsiders in the house yell, fuck the bourgeois. Fuck them till they bleed. Fuck the bourgeois. Sewer rats. Burning streets and muddy hearts. Fuck goddamn pieces of flesh and martyrs. One time at the tower, I saw my life, slowly being surrounded by things I don't understand. Freezing gypsies and cum-dried men on the streets of downtown, faceless tools. Fuck the police and fuck people who say fuck the police. Once I dreamed of the farm, surrounded by houses and subdivisions, block parties and barbecues. Faceless tools with minivans and kids, killing the places I fucking love. At the place we call the Crossroads, I never knew which way to turn to go back in time. Every way I take, I always end up in my present. We used to play in a cistern, and had a fort and a sewer in a place we used to call Hawker Grove. I no longer can crawl through the tunnel to go see my drawings of Choker and the profanity on the walls. One time on a destination-less cruise to DeSoto, we saw a lady who was driving a car that had one tire completely worn away and was running on her rim. Rainy days with fucking frogs. The whole existence of my mind slowly goes. Fuck, I forget. We offered to help her, and she was drunk as fuck, to quote an overused phrase. She was looking for Flum, which was 15 miles in the other direction. She was in the wrong city. We changed her tire, and she offered us weed. Too young and naive to accept. Fuck, bitch. I'll take that offer, and I'll toke it till dawn. If you can draw me a map to 1987 with my He-Man shit and soccer games, Voltron Love and Alf's show. If I could bite the nose off the people I hate, I would eventually puke up a lot of noses. There was this place we called the racetrack, for some unknown fucking reason. In the blue truck, I risked tipping it by flying 100 around an incline curve through the never playing. I also used to fly up a street, squeezing between cars parked on each side, blaring my horn at the Scoggins' abode. Fuck, there's a useless, talentless loser writing words right now. He used to follow his bus 117 home from school when he first began to drive, trying to show off and think he was cool. Now I wish that bus would lead me back to 1991. Gulf War time, Vanilla Ice, Turtle power. Met a good dude then, now called Jesticle, or Uncle Jess, or Cuda Boy. Fire bullets, rubber or real, at the police station on 87th, or at least put dishwashing liquid in the fountain like they did to the fountain on Blackfish. Hey piggies, I know who stole your computer for your radar machine you used to leave on residential streets. Fuck off, 'cause I won't tell you. Stick your rusty nail in the soul of all who hate me. They'll line up for miles. Scalp all those who I feared at some point. They'll line up for miles. Carve my initials on the foreheads of people who fucked with me and called me a pussy. They'll be waiting for years. Put a bullet in the brain of the person who let it all happen and spent his life trying to make it go away. In 1998, back at the tower, I held Mandy and we kissed in the cool breeze of night, eyes closed in the already surrounding darkness. 2 weeks later, I became unpure. Never regretted it. Who? She'll say when asked about me. Turmoil, turmoil, turmoil. Hate me, okay? Go ahead. Fuck, it's hard to love the past that you hate. Want to redo the times you didn't enjoy all that much the first time. Aimlessly wasting time and gas, barreling through DeSoto's fields and gravel roads while skipping school. Slaughter rockin'. Loving that time so much. If I did it now, it would simply be me trying to re-experience it as it feels now, looking back on then. Not experience it for the first time like I did then, not even thinking about now. Fuck Bonner Springs police and the 3 guns pointed at my head, searching my truck, bad music playing from the patrol cars, hand coming out of the cuff. It would have been cool if they shot a hole through my neck, so I wouldn't have to taste the vomit escaping from my soul as I gave responses during their interrogation. I used to touch and kiss this girl before we even knew what we were doing. She was one of my best friends. I've not seen her since 1991. She doesn't exist to me now, and I question if she ever did. Kind of like my uncle that I've never met or seen, nor knew existed until I was 8. It is irresponsible that grievances and problems of yesterday affect people now who weren't even there. Okay, you have a problem with him, but why can't I know him and give him a chance? Fuck people in the past who tell me not to stand out. Fat-ass Eskimos who have a fecal allergy. Fuck me, where do I come up with this shit? If I'm ever committed, they'll have no trouble proving my insanity. Insanity born and bred out of sane and rational decisions. In Wamego, at a Sonic, I saw this girl and fell in love with her. She dropped some change and said fuck, and my mom and I thought it was funny. I never saw the girl again. Faces, people, names, places, all dust in the wind. Yes, that's from Kansas, much like my skinny ass. Roger's emotions, in melody and words, fuel my rage and need to block it all out. Those looks that teachers gave me, those looks that authorities gave me, those looks that parents gave me, those looks that peers gave me, that you're so worthless and stupid look. Fuck your bougie sheep mouth. I'm struggling. Can you not see? I struggle to see and define what the fuck I am, who I've become, who I'll eventually be. Oh yeah, variables. Variables and objects, samples and little bitty tastes, all uniformly combined to make me unique and original. Made to be different, yet told to fit in. Whose idea is this? Can you feel me? A slowly dying piece of composting shit. Why won't you touch me? I eventually will find time to love. Silly midgets with albino duck platters. Dancing Negro aristocrats lap dancing on my package. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed gals with MS massage my mushroom tip. Washboard stomach homos lick my ears and put 20s in my socks. No, it doesn't make sense to me either. It's all ramblings, blunt and pointless. Internet sex, boy, it's interesting. Ass cock licking, frog felching, penguin taint rubbing, fish fisting. Don't knock it till you try it. I met a midget once and got my picture taken with him. Watched a movie with some guys from the time, shook the hand of the star of H6, a fellow West alumni. Let's just keep talking about me. On occasion, I have a man-on-man love dream that makes me sick to my stomach. If you like that, that's fine. It ain't my thing. Sex on a roof while working. Try that on a warm summer night. 88 and hiding from car lights and throwing rocks from the shadows. Fall off a slide sticky with late night dew. Fall to the ground and fuck your shoulder up and stand crooked for years. Pinty, pinty, bitty, bitty, bop, bop. Ice cream sodas with Shasta, black cherry. Dream a little dream in a living room fort. The Goonies every day, eating yogurt, and a bowl full of Smarties. Write a page of letters every day when not watching DuckTales. Give Cody a bath and pick up her shit with the appropriately named pooper scooper. Love her and pet her. Love her and pet her and love her and love her. Be her friend and pet her and play with her and love her and watch her fucking die. And forget all about her until you see the picture. A part of us. Cody, you were my favorite. Why is Alina in 50% of my dreams? Why will I never forget her? Moving on. Random and thoughtless. Useless and dreadful. Those small patches of light, thousands of feet below you flying high. All those people and houses you'll never see or meet. San Diego twice in a year. Find the bracelet on the floor of the barracks, not knowing I'll wear it nonstop for 4 years and counting. Not knowing the 311 room thing will come to a head. Almost dying in the salty sea on a California beach. Touching a girl you were crushing on after a day of competition and loving every minute of it. The trees around you freeze and fall, and your past dies in a day. Not remembering what places look like whenever you love them. Not caring about them now when you don't notice them or love them, but just see what they are no longer. I have, insert Pink Floyd lyric. Biddy diddy bop, a bop diddy biddy. Wait, we've already been there. I know this ain't no how. Will? Who? Why? When? I no longer know what it felt like, only what I think it looked like. Fuck those posh flannel-wearing disco bums. Junk dealers who teach English to Spanish kids. I don't know what I know, and I wish I didn't know what I don't. Gilmore is playing the ultimate, making my eyes come with tears. To pick noise from string plucking. Will looking so at home inside a car's engine compartment. Kirk's glow of guitar playing. Tim's ecstatic charisma when talking of Colin or Digby. Together they make me sane and warm. I love these men and their laughs and smiles. Make tomorrow worth waiting for, and my past worth dealing with. Unlike feminist porn stars who take it in their ears. At Oak Park one time with Brianna and Kirk, I saw some kids kissing and I yelled, "Stick it in her ear." I still laugh, much like where Kirk and I see and say "Pakalal," although he calls me a fucking Eskimo and rams the heater all the way up in my truck, talking shit about the parking spots I choose. Geez, we need a shuttle to take us from our car to the store. But it's cool, because he was there when it started. They all were, and will be. The day my fortress wasteland began its construction. No judgment, only concern, only care, no questioning. Licking nipples is interesting and tasty. I'm a crazy fucking prick. One thought and silly anecdote at Halsey. One funny idea and quirky anecdote at 51st, and now 2 years of stress and brainstorming. It did need to be so high. I see that now. And it'll only get bigger and stronger. Jackie Jack, Jack my Buddha bud. Where's desolation? Hey Jim, shoot it in my toe. Henry, spot me till my pecs burst out, emotions and words. For a few months I'd take Prozac and Zoloft and go into a daze. With Zoloft you yawn without an orgasm to end it, and your teeth chatter and jaw aches, and sometimes you dry heave. It is as fun as it sounds. Prozac is great, and I wish I had a reason to take it. All I need to calm me is a good scream and cry to force out my demon and sob myself to sleep. Healthy, biddy itty biznatch. Fuck, why do we learn to systemize each other, categorize and rank? I got nothing else to do but fall constantly from grace and lie to a God that hates me. You can reach me now. I won't reach back and I won't run. If you want me dead, come live in my mind and see it's not far off. (9/11) If I had a machine that let me travel back through time, I'd collect all the tears fallen from then until today, then hover over the parallel edifices, so tall they scrape the heavens. I'd pour the uncountable tears on top of our burning past, and hopefully one more life would walk out with a new batch of tears in their eyes. Pessy. People base their views on others on what they've done and not who they are. I'm sure hundreds of people dislike me because of how they know me, yet no one truly knows me. I know I do it too. I look back on people in high school and how I never liked them based on a thing they said or did. Will we ever learn to not judge, but just enjoy each other? Curfew. For Bark Bark. Darling, I know you can't stay, but please before you go, tell me that you love me. I need to hear it so. Hug me so tight tonight, so hard I'll almost fall. In your arms I feel so warm, and I know all will be okay. Just go, although I never want to let go. Just go. We'll be together tomorrow. Touch your lips to mine. Make it last for all time. Just go. You can't be late anymore. Just go, although I'll miss your touch. Just go, although I'll be alone. Just go. I'll see you in my dreams. Larissa Olenic Blues. The most amazing eyes I've ever seen. You're my sexy baby movie queen. You've stunned my heart since '94. Sad not to see you anymore. Back then I knew I loved you. Back then I knew I cared. I remember my heart hurting and constricting, knowing you'll never be there. 1,000 nights alone in bed, a vision of you and I, on a white sand beach in a far-off land. Cuddling in a field of grass, 100-year-old tree to mark the spot where we'll first kiss, the spot to recall what I'll always miss. You are in my soul and in my heart. I would give 1,000,000 stars for one day with you. I would give it my lifetime of love to see one night through in you. The secret world I created in the deepest part of my mind. You sit on a golden throne, jewel encrusted. My sexy baby movie queen. Someday can I be your king? A farewell to Tripsy. She doesn't see me for good looks, and I sure don't have the wealth. It took time, but those misconceptions of me were stacked upon her shelf. I fear those hot nights years ago will fade into the dark. All I need now is not to think about your breathing and your moaning and those spots that we would park. Don't go away, my lovely. The darkness will too soon come. I can't stand to see your back turned, darling. Don't say the words we're done. Don't say the words we're done. Don't say the words we're done. 'Cause I know in time your heart will heal, and then your eyes will dry, and I will grow to be your shining star, coming from far across the sky, to carry you into the forever, ever after. Don't say the words we're done. Don't say the words we're done. I wonder in bed with the lights down low, what you tell your friends about me. What all do they know? I can't see your smile in my mind now, just the tears and pain I caused. I wonder what tomorrow will bring, perhaps an end to our love that never was. She didn't see the good looks, and I sure didn't give her time. Years have passed, and the lost misconceptions are off the shelf and back in her mind. Don't say the words we're done. Don't say the words we're done. I miss you, and I'm sorry. Sorry that our day will never come. The tetherball ding. I dream I was you, and you give all to be me in my shoes. Your eyes are so wide and amazing. Mine are so dark and dead. The playground of your life will soon be a wasteland of regret. Play all you can today, for tomorrow you will be 20 and me, and then there's no turning back. Don't try and grow up too fast. You'll miss everything that will become what you think about when you don't want to die. Days will fly by, my child. Live for every second. Live for every fucking thing. Live for you and now. Don't think about me. I'll be fine. Somehow. 66. In dreams, the angel dies with a mouthful of dragonflies. Inside it blows my mind until the end of time. The virgin sees the tree and rides the devil's bee I stay upon the tracks and sniff the scent of frost. The breeze cracks and rabbits smile. Jesus stays a while. Soon the light will end. Soon will come again. See the darkened lizard upon the flowing hills, across the boiling ponds. It all ends with a bang. It all ends and we dance naked. And it all ends and we kiss. The Virgin, the angel, and us. It all ends with the loss of today. June 6, 2002, Thursday. I don't know where to go when I'm all alone and dreaming of you. I want to be an animal and rip the veins from your face with a dying elm branch tied to the end of my mace. I figured we could try and sound like other bands and fail, or try our own sound and ride it till we reach the edge of the world, and possibly turn around to see the people of the world behind us, or continue over the edge into insanity. Flickering lights on the wall of your home on the very first night we ever touched. I don't remember if it was Friedrich Nietzsche or Mr. Seaver on an old episode of Growing Pains who said, and I'm quoting here, "Boner, put down that cat." Well, I guess that's my outlook on life. Bourgeoisie, 21. Nothing is hard if you try. Most of us give in and die. Everything changes, they say. Luckily, tomorrow is a new day. 22. Whipple, whipple, whipping winds. Running, running, runny rains. Muddy adobe flapping breeze. Sunflowers glisten, sunny days. Sunlight rays in a magenta haze. All time is glorious, all love is pure. Kiss me and wish for eternity. 23. Filing down the anthill, sandy silt and dirt, back to my life's contention, back to my day's work. 24. Too many loves are dangerous, too much sex absurd. Take your time with loving, and always keep your word. 25. And he said, I love you, and kissed his daughter's head. She smiled and the tears rained. Tomorrow they'll do the same. 26. Through my veins runs blackness and hatred tenfold. I'll never stop till I can't breathe, and my body is bloated and cold. Traffic. The dark will creep, and blood will seep into your unclean eye. See all of your deceit, gaze upon your betrayal. Fuck your demon, rape your heart. The dark will seep, the blood will creep. There is no running from what you have done. Your end will be coming. Fear it. Bourgeoisie, 27. It's a fucked up world we live in, where the dumb control us all, and the brilliant minds and poets are tallying prison walls. 28. Power cannot be created, but deferred from time to time. Often it takes a few words, something simple like a rhyme. 29. There is a demon in my conscience, and I smell its stench of fear. It stabs me and I kill it. A part of me always dies. 30. Surrounded by mistakes, encircled by the future, I know I'll hurt much more, both myself and many others. Do I deserve to live if I cause pain? Do I deserve to die if I'm insane? Do I cry because I feel bad? Or is it because I want to? Someday it'll all end, with a bang to the top of my fucked up skull. 31. Death is a dream. Fear is your past. Hate is your savior. Love is your tormentor. Friends are your downfall. 32. Tomorrow in dreams I die. Tomorrow the children cry. Yesterday was delight. In a year I'll end the fight. Shook the pillars of heaven. You're using me. I'm helping you. You're hurting me. You hurt me. That was then, this is now. So you can hurt people and I can't. You have a choice. I made one. This is the present. And you can stop if you want. Why should I? So you won't regret it in a year from now like I do for what I did. It's hard not to hurt you because I'm struggling not to love you. But you do love me. I know, and it's killing me. I love you. I love you too. Good night, sweet girl. Farewell, my lovely. July 15th, 2002, Monday. This moment forever yesterday. Tomorrow always forgotten. The last kiss for my best friend, Will's girlfriend. It began in the hallway. A number, some paper, a pen. It all started in this moment when we caught each other's glance. In this moment we saw a chance, and that chance we took without a second look. The first night on the futon, love blossomed watching Leon. Inside us a bond was forming to take us to a place unforeseen. In each other we found that one thing, the missing thing we need. You poked me and flirted, and I said, you know where that'll lead. I saw you while I was sleeping. I saw you when I dreamed. You kissed me, and I loved you, not knowing what you saw in me. I gave my class ring to you to give back on the day when our love would take a new step, freak on a leash leading the way. Too soon after I hurt you, too soon I fell from grace. To this day I remember your broken angel face. To this day I can recall your eyes burning through me as I leaned against the wall. We shared a long time together, through hot seasons, long years, cold weather. We spent a long time as one. I never thought we'd be done. I look back at who I was then, and also at who you were. You were always the better of us. I never did add up to much. Snow will fall in Old Town. Our memories I'll tear down. Your sweet smile I still remember. Do you think of me at all? I wish someday you'd call. There was a light inside you, and with me you always shared. I hurt you and I hurt you, I don't know why, but still I truly cared. In the sunlight on the water that one day at the lake, I saw a sparkle in your squinting eyes and a smile you couldn't fake. I wish I was more for you. I wish I'd shown more love. In the end, a better man you made me, like an angel from above. The silver watch still ticks away the time I spend alone. The words engraved are too close for comfort. I cry sometimes at home. I seek fantasies, seek dreams, which ends with visions surround, but no truth. Come to me and love me, that infamous one fine day. Only your kiss can soothe. The picture frame with all our pet names stares me through the night. The glowing frogs hang from the ceiling. They let me know it'll be all right. As I scribe this now, you're not mine. You are in his arms. Someday I'll be able to live with that. He'll never treat you like I did. All my embarrassing stories I hid. Maybe he'll give you truth. Maybe he'll give you love. In his arms you may fit tightly, like a warm mitten or a glove. Outside his house your car sits. Do you remember when I first took you there? At my house, alone I wait, re-falling in love with my best friend's girlfriend. The guilt is a pressing weight. I will fight it if you help me. I need you oh so bad. I loved you and I still do. Now though, you're the love I cannot have. Too soon I did hurt you. Too soon from grace I fell. I look forward to what the future holds. Our fate will someday tell. In my dreams I see you. You smile in the Kansas sun. In my dreams I kiss you. For our time apart is done. Hardcore encore. Stage is empty. Lights low. Brett walks on and sits in the center. Father. I don't know what happened to my boy. He used to be smart and energetic. Now he's just a lazy piece of shit and a joke. He never did put forth effort or stick with anything. He's a loser. Mother. He used to be my darling little boy. My little boy is so nice and sweet to everyone. Now he doesn't speak or treat anyone with respect. I don't know what happened. Friend. He liked to think that everyone owed him for everything. That he was a leader and that he took care of us and was so fucking superior. He thought we were stupid and didn't think we could do things on our own. I didn't think friends should be like that. I've not seen him in a while, and I really don't care. Brother. He used to amaze me with all the stuff he knew about movies, books, and music even. I was so proud for a while that I was his brother. I was always telling my friends about him, about his talents as a writer and such. I don't think he ever cared about me. I think he feels that I was a disgrace to him because of all the stupid things I did. It may be true, but I never stopped loving him for who he was. I love him even if he despises me. Friend 2. Brett was always the passionate one, wanting everyone, all of us guy friends, to be together and to never separate. He did act like he cared and felt for us. It's just too bad it really was an act. That motherfucker was the first one to bail on our group, and now no one talks anymore, and I do blame it all on him. The selfish motherfucker. Fuck him. Classmate. Brett? Yeah, I remember him. I always thought he was gay. So did a lot of other people. I don't know why, he just seemed to be a fucking pussy, you know? Doing fucking ROTC and that kind of shit. I didn't know him personally, really I just knew of him, and of his reputation. That asshole fucked over a lot of people. Nobody really liked him. Father. He thought he was smarter than us, and that I was a dumb shit for not ever doing anything with my life. Who was he to talk? I couldn't even get him to fucking mow the lawn or do the dishes. He would just sit upstairs in his room watching DVDs that he would spend all of his money on. He was like a damn vampire, rarely leaving except to go to work, and even there he didn't do much but sit around and start movies. Classmate 2. I remember he knew everything about movies. If you ever need an answer to a movie question, just ask him. It really was all he was good for. I don't know why or how he knew all that stuff. He probably didn't have a real life and would sit around watching movies all day and looking them up on the internet. Teacher. I think he had tremendous talent in writing and with movie stuff, but he wasn't much of a go-getter. He would always talk about these grandiose things he wanted to do but would never come through on them. Yeah, he was a rather big disappointment. Mother. I would always get on the computer and see the internet sites he would go to, and there's a lot of totally disgusting porno stuff. He has a sick fascination with it, and that always upset me. I think he's addicted to sex, and that is not tolerable. Ex-girlfriend. We dated a long time ago, like in middle school, in the first year or so of high school. He'd always tell me he loved me, but would never take me anywhere or buy me dinner and a movie. In fact, he never even really kissed me in public or at school. It was like he was embarrassed to show affection. A lot of my friends thought he was a fag, but I don't know. Whenever we'd talk on the phone, all he'd want to talk about was sex and me giving him a blowjob, none of which ever happened. I didn't care. I would have done that stuff, but he never gave me time or actually saw me. Friend 3. He was there when I really needed him. I went through a bad spell, and having him around always made me feel better. I did notice a change in him, but I didn't feel like it was my place to do anything about him, because he was just fucking himself over with his relationship and all that. He deserved the pain he got for breaking that girl's heart. Ex-girlfriend 2. We dated for a little over 2 years, and it was good at times, but I never felt that he loved me. We wanted different things, and he wasn't as faithful as one should be. One day he would tell me he loved me, and then go out and sleep with some whore. We'd break up, and he'd cry, and I'd feel bad and take him back. Yeah, this happened about 4 times, and fuck him. I didn't deserve that. I could still be his friend because he was there when I needed him for the most part, but I think he just liked my body and never really considered anything serious. Ex-girlfriend 3. I wasn't really his girlfriend. I met him once and we went out a little bit after that, and he was my first kiss and basically my first everything. I let him kiss me, and then he touched me, and he wanted to keep going, and so by this point I didn't care. He basically used me to get off, and it hurt me a lot. Every time we got together it seemed that I'd be on my period, so we'd spend all night jacking off and using my body as a target. It was fine, I guess, but thinking back on it now is rather pathetic on his part. Ex-girlfriend 2. I do think that he started to love me for real as we dated longer and longer, but he fucked me over one too many times, and only after he lost me did he finally realize that I was what he wanted. Guess what? It's way too late, so fuck off. Friend. I always knew that Brett had a thing for girls, and sometimes that really irritated me. He would leave hanging out at my house to go with some bimbo and then come back and expect us to be fine with it. And then he cheated on his girlfriend who was friends with us, and he thought we wouldn't say anything. Well, we turned out to care more for her than he did, which is why I'm dating her now, and it's perfect. Classmate. I didn't know him well. I just knew that not many people liked him. They thought he was always trying to act like he was a lot bigger and more popular than he was, and as far as loser goes, he was right there. Father. When he was young, he played soccer, but didn't stick with it. Then he played baseball and quit. Took piano for a year and quit, and then karate for about 3 years, but we paid for 5, so it cost me a few grand there. He never could come through with anything. Like his writings he does in the basement. He's done it for about 5 or so years now, and I've never read anything. You'd think he'd show me something by now. I don't know. He isn't who he used to be, and I wish he would stop making our lives miserable. Friend. I wish he'd stop wallowing in his own self-pity and wake up to the fact that no one feels sorry for him, and that we don't care anymore. He left us and ran out, and we have stopped loving him. Surprisingly, it wasn't that different. Girlfriend 2. I'm glad that we broke up because it made me see that if I try and make the wrong guy fit into my dream, then I end up only hurting myself. Brett is different, and he thinks he is special, and acts like he's the only person who has felt pain. I don't care anymore. He can be depressed and hurt all he wants. It makes me feel better. Mother. He used to be the blonde boy all of the little girls wanted to kiss. Now, and I hate to admit this, he is a liar and a cheater, and I wish someone would break his heart again just to make him pay. My little boy is a prick, and he will soon get his. Father. I thought my first son messed up. Well, I was surprised to see Brett turn out this way. As far as it goes now, I only have one son, because he actually cares about others and about living a good life. Brett is too busy worrying about himself, hate, fear, and death. When he dies, I'm sure he'll do it himself, and I still won't go to his funeral. He had a cute little girlfriend, and we'd always say, "What does she see in you?" Or, "How the hell did you get her a girl like that?" She was an angel, and he screwed her over and ran her away. It seems to me that he likes to run off all the people that care about him. Oh well. Goodbye, son. Brett screams on stage. Ah. A gunshot is heard. Joko Sunflower. Little baby on mother's shoulders. Growing older, it's getting colder. I fear you sometimes. I'm afraid that you'll hate me. Promise me we'll stay together. Little baby in arms rocking. 68 years, death comes knocking. Mama loved me, I need it so. Show me the light in your eye. In the end, I love you. Don't cry. I don't know where I went wrong, why I fucked up so bad. I don't know why I do these things I do. I can't understand why I hate you. The sun does burn, the moon will fall. A look you once gave me, a word said, will destroy it all. Mama, tell me that you love me. Mama, is there someone up above? I want to feel the presence and be sure. Touch the light and not be a failure. Why do I feel this hate? Why do I want to die? Why do I long to hurt? Why do I love my pain? I need to say I love you before it takes me away. Little baby in cradle rocking. Little baby in casket dreaming. Soon the sun will burn through everything we share. Did you ever care? The sun does burn, the moon will fall. A look you once gave me, a word said, has destroyed it all. Mama, tell me that you love me. Mama, is there someone up above? I want to feel the presence and be sure. Touch the light and not be a failure. In your eyes, in your eyes, in your eyes. Little baby, in your eyes. Little child, touch the light. Little baby, in your eyes. Little child, touch the light. Walk with me into the sun. 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 My child, I love you. It is done. 31 stoplights for Ainsley. 10 miles, 20 minutes, but 1,000 worlds away. In your bedroom, thinking and dreaming of me, a universe I've never known. You showed me the city. You made me feel like a suburban fool. I think of you and I scare myself. I don't know what will be. A universe away. A past I'll never know. Encounters I'll never see. 20 minutes, 10 miles. You're not too far from me. Ginger Bridge. Atop my rusty epitaph, I can see for miles and miles. The roller coaster where we first met. The Isle of Capri where we gambled on your 21st birthday. The cityscape and towers behind me where I made my fortune. The wind is chilly today. I can feel the metal swaying. The river park where we walked and planned our future. Our first kiss underneath the parking lot light at 12:34. This structure is like us. It has history. It can tell stories from the past. It has been broken and mended like we have. Next week they plan to tear it down and build a new one. Like you. I can see the lofts where he lives and where I saw you. On the front steps kissing and in his arms. What about our farmhouse? What about our horse? What about the children we'd adopt? What is sadder, me now at this moment, or the fact that everybody driving by sees me but doesn't stop to help? Enough wondering. It's a minute till that time. The time I fall into the flowing cold, which we will never share. Goodbye. 12:34. Comedy. For a facsimile of an ex-lover. I long for your caring. I feel the need for you. You once kissed my cheek in the ocean on the beach. Your skin was sandy, but hands were smooth. God, I miss you. Your dog Cody once licked me during a picnic in the park. From the tower we saw our future. From the future we saw our love. We fell asleep in the lot after your late night at work. We didn't touch, but just lied thinking we'd never part. Dark night at your parents' house. Through your window I climbed. This was the first time we became invincible. The last time, though, we cried. I could smell your scent on my bed sheets. I can see you when I sleep, except I've not slept in weeks. You write me poems and I love them. Send me pictures that I adore. I long for your caring. I feel the need for more. Does it hurt to remember what it felt like in our bed? Is it awkward to recall what I look like naked? Or do you try to forget it all? God, I swear I miss you. At a restaurant, through a window I saw you, laughing, smiling, and looking in his eyes. Does he buy you things I never did? Does he send you random gifts or flowers? Take you to the places you wanted to go? Say things that I never said? I'm sure he does. But does he love you like I do? I'm sure he does. Why did you leave me? God, I swear I miss you. But for now, our tomorrow in my mind is gold. '79th Street Cistern. Forever we cry the lover's tears of never. Never we touch the terror of friends at end. Wrap me round your finger, comfort my everything. It stings to see my own face snarling in the black water, rushing through these Kansas veins. Channeled through all forgiveness, represent my fate, reciprocate my hate, die beneath the streets, swim in the sand. I'll never be your man. Tell me nothing all day tomorrow. Cut the lawn of my unmowed past. Terrorize self-control. Demonize self-penetration. Forever we cry. Never we touch. Comfort my everything. Hello, my dear. Goodbye. The waist is running too high. The snow fell in Kansas. The street lights are on, the traffic lights are blinking. It's midnight, and you are not here. In my hometown, traffic lights would run all night, just like you do now. Parks would close from 12 to 5, but we'd hide in the bushes from the light. You were there, and we made love. It was dark, and our hearts were bright. The weather vane is spinning. The rain gauge overflows. It's dawn, and I ask, where is she? I'm scared because no one knows. Tree leaves would fall in my childhood's yard. We'd rake and jump on them all. The cherry tree planted in first grade was struck on a stormy night in July. It crashed to the ground, taking with it my youth. All I can ask is why. Kids we were when we met, that day at the jungle gym. That day the Challenger fell to the ocean. That day I fell for you. The train tracks are shaking. The whistle blows hard. Your kisses on my eyelids are forever. And so is us lying in the yard. The breeze is subtle in Old Town. The lights illuminate your smile. We put a penny on the tracks, pressed in Denver in '68. We stood back from the track to wait. It took forever, but at least we were together. Your bare back in the moonlight was amazing. The nights alone in my bed. The greatest thing I regret is forgetting what you said. Something about forever. Something about our love. Something about infinity's power. Something about our love. The breeze is subtle in Old Town. The whistle blows hard. Tree leaves will fall. The traffic lights will blink. I'll give way for you. Will you ever give me the time? Lady in White. Breathe if you think that it's me. Speak if you don't want to see. Touch. I know where you'll be. Listen. There's not much more of you and me. We gave it up. We passed away. Cashed in our tokens and blew our wad on hope. Many things we went through. Many problems solved. We were to always be together. When did it all go away? On Tuesdays, I stay home from work and drink until I can't think straight. On Wednesdays, I sleep in all day. I'm getting too impatient to wait. You told me you dream of a day in the future. In the rain, we would meet again. It's true. But what you didn't think about is what to do till then. No one will ever be you. In my eyes, you were perfect. No one can replace you. Now I can barely face you. I fucked a girl a week ago. My body felt so cold. I'm doing things that will keep you from me. Your mistakes I've never told. After we went our own way, promising to return, we did things with no concern. Things to keep us both from wanting to come back together. I've done more than you. Nothing will ever be the same again. It can never be like it was. You left me and then found my best friend. Your hooking up has begun his and my end. And I fucking despise you for it. As much as I want you back. TV screen glow on naked teenage bodies. 4:08 in the morning. I doubt I'll go to sleep. I'm surrounded by darkness. Outside the window, lightning strikes. Dreamers, everything plays, and I'm depressed. We will never have anything like what Randy sings about. Reading through your letters tonight, we had so much love. Still, I saw how horrible I was to you. All of the clues and also solutions were right there in your words. I never listened. You told me about communication, about listening and being there more, about reciprocity in a relationship. I can do that now. I learned from the pain of losing you. And if I ever get to test what I learned, it's a waste that it won't be on you. 4:13, my lamp is on. The bulb in it has burned for almost 2 years. We burned for 2 years, and I'm the only one still burning. Eventually, we ended, and the light ceased. Soon the bulb will die, like our love. 4:14. I love you, and we're over still. A floor that glows in black light. On my floor, I often find long red hairs from one amazing night. 2 kids surrounded by pleasure. My futon has small stains from the juices of another girl. We did everything you could to one another, and she left my juice all over her breasts. Several, almost dozens of conquests have been encountered in this very room. Girls that I've perhaps only met once, and usually haven't seen since. Used each other for an orgasm or two. Licking the sweat from a young girl's body can be better than the sex itself. Just the knowledge of knowing that I made them sweat and made them cream is good. I adore their scent on my fingers. The smell of the air afterwards smells like victory. In hindsight, it is only defeat. The quick jerking of their arms, the vibrating of their legs, the pumping of their crotch, the quivering of their whole body, the bristling of their hair entangled in mine, the smooth caressing of the small of their backs. Pain and pleasure tear up in me often when their nails dig in my side or right above my elbow. It feels good anywhere. But what's best is when their tongue is used instead. The moments when the clothes come off is so extraordinary that nothing hardly comes close, except the smug smiles on our faces as we put them back on. Sideboard. Enclosure seems so inviting. Isolation I want to feel. All I have in my life drains me. Everything needs to die. Tell me something, my angel. Anything good that I have done. The world is strangling me. The light burns me through. Take me into the dark forest and shroud me from the sun. Cover me in darkness so I can begin my descent into my mind. Let the memories destroy me. Allow my dreams to die and turn cold. Skin away my drive to ever be anything. Toss my hunk of flesh into the water. Just let me float and be nothing. Let me die inside. Let me be saved from the pain. Frame my flesh in glass, and let my friends come see what I am now, what I've become. My eyes will still work, and I will still comprehend. I can and shall see their faces. My muscles won't work, so they can't see me smile. I will laugh at their pain. The tears will fall to the ground, and my heart will still be dead. The guy across the room. For Shauna. Such a long time has passed. I don't see you and haven't in a year and a half. I first saw you 3 years back. Cute as a button, they say, and so do I. You were so young and sweet, beautiful. I wanted to know you and show you life. But I was with someone and you were so young. You called me once, and only once. We talked for a little while. At the same time, my girlfriend was giving me head. I was turned on by talking to you, while she was gobbling me. Looking at it all now, I wonder, how much have you changed? What has life done to you? Have you been corrupted by the world? I recall being disappointed by you not having a writing piece in our class's collection. I don't have anything to remember you by, I said. You scribbled down, "Remember me, Shauna," on a note, which is still in my wallet. I dreamt about you and your sister a few times, and that's all I'm going to say. Perhaps it's good that I don't know you now. Maybe you were different. Maybe you've been fucked over and are living in your shell. Since I don't know you now, I can live with the vision of who you were, what I make you out to be in my head. You're beautiful, Shauna. I still want to read the poem you wrote about me. Is Frenchie home? Elliott Smith is singing, and I am mystified. My mind is being fucked by alcohol, and I am deified. What a fucking joke. Thank you, Elliott. Good comment. I feel like I have nothing. I'm not who I was, nor am I who I want to be. And I'm not who I act like I am. I read some Selby and some Rollins tonight. I have their darkness inside me. I just can't articulate it as well. If I try to delve into my pain or drink my soul away, it will merely be because I want to have the facade of doing that, not because I'm really doing that. I dwell on the one who said he was my friend, and then carved into my back the truth of how he wasn't. I dwell on the girl who I held for 2 years, and now spends her night with my ex-best friend. They are happy and in love, loving and touching, all at the cost of my soul and sanity. Do they know these things hurt me? Yes. Do they try and help me? No. Do they want to? No. They don't know what to do, I am told. They are too busy ignoring us for their world to try and help me from destroying myself. Just let me kill my mind. Let me fuck away all anguish through the body of someone who loves me, but I don't love. I want to hurt people who are good to me, because people have hurt me. I want to fuck sweet little girls to fuck them over and destroy their sweetness, to end the rage of my head. 14 years of fucking friendship, traded on a chance for the woman whom I love. 14 years of friendship thrown away. We used to ride bikes, destroy property. Now we ride the edge of a brawl and destroy our childhood. We used to go camping and dream about our future. We were going to build houses next to each other and have our kids be friends throughout their childhood. We were gonna. Will. Can you hear me? Please, Will, I fucking loved you and you hurt me. Tell me why. Why? What did I do? Did I do something to you to make you stab me in the back and destroy our past? Remember our little claymation movie we made? Wise Monkey Productions? Do you remember going to Hibachi? I fucking loved you, and you killed everything good I ever had. You were the light of my life. I looked up to you because you were a great man and a great influence. I tried hard to save you from drinking yourself to death. And in return, you hurt me, and now I have succumbed to the charms of the bottle. Will, can you hear me? I am alone and standing on the black, bloody wasteland of our childhood. Will, it's dark and I can't see. I feel everything fading away. Will, there isn't much time. Give me a hand or some light. Help me, please. Will. I'll die in a moment or so if you don't help. Will. Hey, Will. Speak no evil. We were always going to be together, right? It's always going to be Tuesday at my house, right? Will. The darkness is outside my door now. Come on. Don't joke with me. Will. Help me? Will. Will. I'm done crying over you. (311-317). Forgive my thankfulness, my frankness and brutality. Forget my loveliness, my sweetness and humility. Everything I gave you is gone, and I am here a drunken fool, swimming in a pool of my own shallow remorse. Tell me how you want me to die, for I will do it. Tell me if you want me to live on, for I shall do it. The only thing I will not do is stand by and watch you love him. Apocryphal. Tundra love with albino features, silly creatures under the sun. Myriad dialects guide the fall. Towers of romanticism the Templars guard. From the yard the bulldog yells. Ringing bells from the chambers of evermore. An angel bellows to his mighty friend, a long-lost theologian man. Tell me strong, tell me true, what is, what shall, and what will we do? Dogma and rituals, rites and Masonic rule. Realize your knowledge and do not waste it. A fool is one who cannot use his tools. Deep in the sand of Egypt, a haunting vision, a sight. A young pharaoh ruler's remains are a key item in a 10,000-year-old fight. Throw out past discrepancies. Forget all old codes. The one above only loves, so love him. I got first swing, based on a true story. The boy was the first one. His friend was the last one. No one was in between. They awoke before the rooster screamed and met at their school's playground. One brought the shells, the other brought the instrument of their end. On the swings they sat for mere minutes, going over their reason, their cause, covering all questions, remembering their childhood on this very swing set. A little sun began to shine, but before the light was warm, the first boy took the gun barrels into his mouth, and off his face went. His best friend urinated in his pants and began to freak out and cry. But before he had time to reconsider, in the gun went, and out his brain came. The first boy survived, and his face was rebuilt. He now looks like a puppet. He was on TV talking about his reasons. Yeah, it did sound like bullshit. Illuminati fetish. Where do I go from here? What do I do now? Who do I have? When will it go away? How can I make it through the night? She is gone from my life. I will never be over her. She haunts me and I scream. I think I no longer dream. Not only of her, anyone or anything. I ran out of dreams. I don't even have nightmares. Sometimes they were better anyway. It often can be better to see visions of things you fear than to see the things you want and will never have. Where do I go from here? Hell? What do I do now? Wait for pain and death? Who do I have? Only yourself. When will it go away? when death comes calling. How can I make it through the night? You won't. He is outside your door. God bless Americant. I am a man who failed, who had a relationship that failed. I'm a child of a marriage that failed, in a failing family, in a failing country, on a failed planet. They say, Brett, you can't live without hope. Oh, I have hope. I hope every time she kisses him, she can feel the 2 years she gave up and the 14 years of friendship he threw away. I hope that when she sees him, she envisions what he used to look like when he and I would walk together, and now she sees me dark and brooding, ready to strike from behind. I hope that when he holds her, she remembers the arms that used to be around her, arms that are now connected to trembling hands writing down words that are seeds of hate, arms that made her warm and are now attached to a frozen shell of a once warm man. I hope my parents never find happiness. I hope our country commits reverse suicide and has its brains blown back into our heads. Won't grow on chalk. I see you there. You look at me, I wonder, do you like what you see? You're sitting close here next to me. Your hair smells sweet. Will this be what I want it to be? A weekend passes, then a month or two. It once was you and then me, but now it's me with you. You stand here, you're so pretty. You hold my hands and it sets me free. Touch me, kiss me, love me into eternity. You walk away. You leave me here, you love him now, not me anymore. It kills my soul and I curse your name. I'll never be the same. I wish you'd hate me, 'cause now I hate you. And I don't want you anymore. But I do, and it hurts. So fuck you. You left me here all alone, and you love him as I turn to stone. Why won't you love me? Why can't you save me? Why did you do this to us? I sat in a penguin with a goat. A love story. For Helly. We met in a time where I was very confused. You fell for me very quick and harder than you will ever admit. I only saw you, in the beginning at least, as something to play with and forget about later. We did many things that we shouldn't have, because of your age and my girlfriend at the time, but we did them anyway. Remember the pool parking lot with the rain pouring down? Yeah, White Sox. I get it. Ha ha. What about the early morning around 2 a.m.? It was chilly. I came and got you. The church parking lot. Sometimes I would see you and hate myself. And I know often you would see me and hate yourself for not allowing yourself to get what you need but give me what I wanted. I enjoyed going to the Nutcracker with you. And I'm sorry I threw that sandwich out the window. I have anger in me sometimes. I wish you would let me open doors for you. And I wish you would unlock the door of my truck from the inside. You gave me a letter once that I read at Taco Bell, right before I went to see Ben Folds. Months later, we sat at the same Taco Bell, in the same seat, and I told you about reading your letter there. In your letter, you said that listening to Change by Good Charlotte would reveal some of your thoughts and feelings. I wrote back and quoted lyrics from Straw Dog by Something Corporate. I said that you often represented the darkness that drove me to do detrimental things. That back when we messed around, what we did would drive me from the light. Who knew, come 1 year later, that everything cherished by me then would be the things that hurt me now, and that you would now be the only light in my life. The time at Eric's house, we lied on the couch, looking at each other's eyes. I asked you, why do you put up with me? And you stroked my head and told me, because of moments like this. When it comes to the mentality of society, what we have is looked down upon because of your age. It is sad to think that the ones who don't like the idea of you and me are the ones that destroy you as a person. I often feel like I'm the only one who sees the good in you. On the phone one time, we both listened to a song called Everything. Mine was by Dreamer. Yours was by Lifehouse. both of us can relate this song to the other. The road we have traveled this past year has been very bumpy on both sides. We can both be in moods where we are hurtful to the other. Yet we still smile whenever our eyes connect. I joke with you about you being in love with me. I try to get you to say it, but you won't. You don't need to. I know you do. And I feel the same way. In our future, I can predict us saving each other. Red Rover, your childhood is over. Foursquare fellatio, swing set swingers, kickball coitus. Played the games of your wonder years. Playing the games now that get you nowhere. Your first kiss to your first fuck. It used to be about the cute girl, now it's about the easy one. It once was stay out till 10:30 p.m. and cover the town in fun. Now it's where the hell were you last night? And cover your ass and cock. 1 minute she's in a dance class performance. Then in a dorm, it's dark, and she can't remember his name. You were so nervous your first time. These days the only excitement is being with a new partner. Exploring the creeks and the snow is over. Adventuring through threesomes and orgies is key now. Why? Is this all there is in life after childhood? You go to the mall and you can see sex everywhere. You can fucking smell it. It's being sold right next to Newsweek. I want to go back to then, back to before, to care about the person first, not their willingness. I don't want to just fuck them. I want to know them and not feel any desire, but allow the desire to build. And then comes the physical. I'm so fucking off track right now. I'm repeating myself. I'm losing my way. Just forget it all. Everything you have is fleeting. Fuck everyone you can and exploit it. Run yourself into the ground or over the edge. And take some assholes like me with you. From tetherball to cunnilingus. From finger paints to fingering cunts. Old things die, new things are born. Both will fucking end you. Leave me be. I'm going insane. Shoelaces, David Taylor, and a Newfound Glory shirt. Tonight in your car, I was singing along with Overdue by the Get Up Kids, and you couldn't help but look at me and smile as I squeezed your thigh. Your sister was in the back seat and commented on how bright your face would light up and how big your beautiful eyes would grow when I touch you. I have that power, I said. Who would have known that tonight would be the first time that you would say, I love you, to me? You simply mouthed the words, but it still counts. I never would have expected, though, that the first time you said those words, you'd be sitting in a ditch on the roadside with your head split open, with me standing before you, covered in yours and my blood. Those big, beautiful eyes of yours, swollen shut and bleeding. Earlier we sat on the concrete of the skate park. I held you and kept you warm. I said that there's never been anyone that I wanted to hold so close for so long. I asked what we were going to do about us. You still are way too young. The night started off so powerful, and then some small sprinkles fell. As I held you close and tried to kiss your cheek, you pulled away, both emotionally and physically, and you shelled yourself up. Don't do this, I said. You told me that I shouldn't worry, and that your attitude has nothing to do with me. It's not that I thought you were lying. I just didn't believe you. Don't do this, I said. You retreated into yourself. I could tell, because I do the same thing. I said that you need to get rid of this constriction in your chest. I felt it when you breathed. You are the only one who can, I added. It began to rain. In many ways, it began to rain. A little more than a week ago, I wrote my first poem about you, after I realized my deep and true feelings for you. It rained that night too, as we sat in the giant penguin. As we drove away tonight, your sister and I knew you were pissed off at something. You were very placative, and I'm sure us asking what's wrong over and over didn't help too much. I watched as you fastened your seatbelt and put the part that goes across your chest behind your back like a child does. I didn't put mine on. We turned out of the parking lot, and you hit the gas. Outside it rained. You had something on your mind and were upset. Instead of talking to us, you showed us how you felt. There is an old saying that some people can turn your life upside down. It is normally used figuratively. Tonight, it became literal. Your sister yelled at you to slow down, so you hit the gas again. Don't do this, I thought. I saw the curve ahead, and automatically I judged everything. The rain, the slick road, your hostility, our speed, the curve. Not to be superior, but I've been driving for a while, and I knew we wouldn't make it. Even if it wasn't slick, I still doubt it. As we rounded the curve, our rear end slipped, and I grabbed the wheel to help you counter, but it didn't help. We were at least 60 in a 30 on a curve. I saw the rain on the windshield. I heard your sister screaming your name. I saw the ditch and a telephone pole, and then we hit and flipped. You would expect that when this happened, you would close your eyes, but I didn't. I saw it all. My legs flipping, the car spinning, the window shattering. I felt the glass hitting my face, my body smacking the door. I heard everything crumbling and breaking, and you and your sister screaming. I was silent and I wasn't scared. We finally stopped and we were upside down. My face was numb. All I could hear now was you screaming. The smell of the smoke from the airbags. My back felt a bit messed up. You were yelling about your arms hurting and how you couldn't see. I tried to open a door, but a barbed wire fence blocked it. I tried to smash a window and I failed. All I could hear was you screaming. I wasn't afraid, but concerned, because I thought we were trapped. I heard the rain pouring on the car, and the car beeping. Your sister crawled out the smashed back window, and I climbed out. I can't see, was all I heard from you. I yelled your name to make sure you were all right. I grabbed for you to help you out. I saw blood everywhere. I could see your body in the back of your head, but wasn't sure if you were okay. I reached for you and grabbed you, and you winced with pain from your arm. I had a bit of fear shoot through me because I couldn't see your face. The few seconds of nervous anticipation were horribly long. Then I saw your angel face. It was smashed and bloody, but we got you out. You kept saying your dad is going to kill you, and that you were so sorry. I told you those things don't matter. You sat down in the ditch, and I got a real look at you. Although my eyes were open the whole time, the experience was a blur. You began to cry as I knelt beside you. You're going to leave me now, is all you said. You were afraid I'd never see you again. I told you all those things don't matter. You were okay, and we'd be fine. My dress shirt that you held to your head was drenched in blood, and it is now in a Ziploc bag in my closet. Not that I need a reminder of tonight, but I want to keep it for some reason. I was never scared, and I'm still not emotionally disturbed, but I know it'll come. At some points throughout the remainder of the night, I could stop thinking about it. Only for a few seconds, though. Like a looped tape, it plays and plays in my head. The outcome could have been different. One of us may not have walked away. But the rain stopped right after the wreck. It rained long enough for this to happen. We need to make sure we got the message and learned from this. My hands were soaked with blood, and my body was sore and bruised. Yet as I looked through the window of the ambulance and saw you lying there, your eyes closed and lips moving, I felt good knowing that I didn't lose you. I can't imagine the effect this will have on you. If I had been driving, I know I'd be in a totally different emotional state. In my first poem last week for you, I ended with the line, "In our future, I can predict us saving each other." When I wrote that, I never envisioned pulling your bloody body from an overturned car. Tonight was horrible, and we will never forget the images, the feelings, and the smells. Above everything, I will never forget you mouthed, "I love you." It took a car crash, but I finally got you to admit it. You were so beautiful, Kelly. Although earlier you told me to quit saying it because you refuse to believe that there's anything good about you. Maybe there isn't, but you instilled good in me. Last night I was inside you and covered in your scent. One day later I'm beside you amidst metal, glass, blood, and pain. At 11:15 tonight we crashed as Walking on a Wire played. A fitting song. It's 2:37 a.m. as I finish this. Barely 3 hours later, and I forgive you already. We need each other more than ever now. Let me in and love me, and let me love you, because I do. Now you just need to save me. Understanding Thursday on Pleasant Valley Road. I barely got any sleep last night. I was beyond tired, but when I closed my eyes, all I saw was your bloody body spinning before me. You called at 3:24 a.m., right after you got home from the hospital. You asked if I was okay. I am. I began to relax knowing that you were going to be okay, except for the staples in your head. I came to see you and brought you and your sister some cards and stuffed frogs. I was more scared walking to your front door than I was all last night. Your sister led me to your room. The window was covered with a blanket and it was dark. It was like going to see the Elephant Man. You looked so tiny, all wrapped up in a ball, on your bed in your old room. You looked adorable with Pokemon sheets covering you. Your sister told you I was here and you asked, "Really?" I could hear the surprise in your voice. Although I do feel bad that I make you think I would leave you after this. I saw your face and it was swelled up beyond belief. Your eyes were so swollen you could barely tell where they were. The lips that I've kissed many times were lopsided and purple. You had to peel your eyelids apart to see me. Your hair was in thick clumps and matted down. There was blood in it still, like on your shirt. The shirt you had on last night was new, just like mine. Yours hadn't even been washed. I could tell by the smell of it when I was holding you. Your boxcar racer shirt was soaked in blood, just like my newfound glory one. I looked at your swollen face and couldn't help but smile, because you still looked beautiful to me. I'm going to be there through all of this. I went to the crash site after seeing you. The tire marks, kicked up dirt, pressed down weeds. I see now that we had to have flipped end over end as well as rolled. It must have been a sight. I estimate we went about 150 feet before stopping. I found a piece of a Good Charlotte sticker and a yellow card sticker, both of which still had glass from the window on them. I found a piece of the car that reads, "Warning, to ensure safety, be sure to fasten seatbelt." I found a squeeze bottle of lotion and some lipstick and one of your tapes. It still plays. One of the songs was a Linkin Park remix that I assume was from the promo sampler I gave you. On the other side was the song Everything by Lifehouse that I've mentioned before, followed by It's Been a While, and earlier is the song Change by Good Charlotte. I drove away with this tape playing and I got all choked up. Everything looks different now. The day was bright, but brighter than normal. I felt the wind on my skin and could smell more of nature around me. My parents' voices and laughs sounded skewed but amazing. It all feels different after a near-life experience. Most say near death, but this has brought me closer to life than death. I called Marilyn and told her I wanted to see her and Will. It's time to take my life back. I need them in my life as much as you and I need each other. The world seems more beautiful after faced with the possibility of losing my life and losing you. We will make it through this, and it's going to be a magnificent thing, just like you, my lovely. Road closed yesterday. A thank you to Kelly. It has only been a few days since we wrecked, and everything is so much better. I told you that I called Marilyn, and later on that night after I saw you, I left a note on Will's car. I told him I loved him, and that I need him in my life. He called me later on that night, and he stopped by my house. I saw his eyes were red, and he was very choked up. We talked for a few minutes. Then he grabbed me and hugged me and cried into my shoulder. I had never seen him cry before. I'm kind of glad this was the first time. I cried too, and we said we were sorry. I've never loved him so much. This has made me see that my life wasn't the way I wanted it, and that I had to fix it. You helped me save my friendship, Kelly. You did me the biggest favor of my life. That car wreck was one of the greatest things that could have happened. It brought my past back to me, and it will bring me closer to you. Thank you for everything, beautiful. I'll see you in the future. Sparkle Goat. Let me take a moment, please, to say to you the things that I love about you. I love how when you see me, you feel better. And when I see you, I feel sedated and content. When you touch me, it is done with a nervousness, as if I'm an antique worth a fortune, and that you are so blessed to be doing so. When you kiss my cheek, it sends chills through my entire body. How the small of your back and ass are sometimes slightly sweated to the touch after you have been driving for a while. In the back of Eric's car one night, you put your head on my shoulder, and the wind blew your hair all around, turning each strand into a whip that struck my face with this strange yet amazingly orgasmic touch. How headlights on cars would intermittently light up your face and make your eyes glossy and shiny like two beautiful crystal balls. I love how when you hug me, you melt into my body. I love knowing that we earned this. I love how I'm the only one who can see the good in you. I love the good you put in me. I love being in you. I love you. 10-8-02. She is beauty, elegance, sexuality. She represents everything magnificent in the world. You look into her and warmth fills you. Her eyes meet yours and you melt into one. There is no tomorrow alone, only together for eternity. Do not let her go, for she is what makes you great. October 17th, 2002, Thursday. Rafters creak. Children peek from around the corner. His feet dangle from above. He ended it because of love, or rather a lack thereof. Hallways stretch before them. They grab the other's hand and kiss, look into each other's eyes and say their vows. At the end of the corridor is a light, a blazing fury to eternity. They walk into the brightness and disappear into oblivion. Transformation. Your tears twinkle in the moonlight, and I too can't help but cry. On the grass by that Astra pool we hug. I turn in my last kiss and say goodbye. You stand there shivering and shaking, quivering and quaking, asking me why? Tears falling, knees locking, heartbreaking. It's the night your dreams did die. I tell you I must be going, because you are never showing the things I need to see. Do you have trouble imagining the way our life could be? Have you ever thought about growing? You said you were all-knowing, but I guess you really don't know anything about me. So that's the way it goes. My heart too much it shows. Your love builds, then dies, then grows. It's truth no one knows. Have you ever thought about growing? You said you were all-knowing, but I guess you really don't know anything about me. I call from another time zone to see how it goes today. I hear your cries through the phone, and yet you tell me you're okay. I sleep and dream in a land unknown. Now those feelings are said and shown. Why wait till I'm 3,000 miles away? Have you ever thought about growing? Or have you finally grown too? And now it's me who doesn't know anything about you. October 22nd, 2002, Tuesday. A child's brains drip on window panes. Particles of memories splashed on a child's painting. A gunshell falls to the floor. A soul sent to for nevermore. Baby child's ear bleeds silence. In head resonates doomsday violence. Swallow the pill of deception. A black smile of confession. Ended never, forever gone. Tomorrow now the burning sun. Today he cried for God, but made no difference. Tonight only extreme violence with no fixed point of reference. There is no safety in our world, just hatred pure unfurled. Darkness lies in jewels, pools of rotten fools. Take a chance and dance in a midnight death romance. October 24th, 2002, Thursday. Mass-produced pedophiles country condoned. Pre-fetal terminations overblown. Genocide mentality. Date rape actuality. Dark room red reality. Our children are on their own. Dual backseat masturbation. Midterm due date expiration. In the bathroom on a wet floor crying. Last night in your bedroom, all your lies she was buying. The uninvited. Paralyzed by sanctions, fertilized by nations. In the gunfire cease, an infant cries for peace. Mortified by terror, schoolboy turned pallbearer. Father's life has been blown. Died for a reason unknown. And they say it was all for the children. And they say it was all for the children. And they say it was all for the children. And they say it was all for the children. Child-sized gas masks. Teen blood fills flasks. Ship them off to a neverland, supposed to give a helping hand to people who burn our flag. And they say it was all for the children. And they say it was all for the children. A girl I once knew. Garden gates and starlight. I wish I may, I wish you might. Forget what's been said and done, at least for this one night. Go back with me to a time before. Travel there, give me more. Forgive me for everything, Marilyn. I hurt you, I don't know what for. In the past, I see us golden. Don't walk away. In the past, I see us golden. In the past, I see us golden. In the past, I see us golden. Grant me a smile and then turn from me. In my mind, I could see images of you and me. But it's over. I know that. Be happy with him for eternity. Live with him in apogee, so I won't have to see. No more you and me, forgotten sincerity. In my heart we spend in perigee, living in equality, making love's duality. I need to forget you now, and it will come somehow. In the past I see us golden. Please walk away. In the past I see us golden. In the past I see us golden. In the past I see us golden. In the future I don't see anything. October 28th, 2002, Monday. Kiss the spider's children. Engage asphyxiation. Die Dadaistic interpolation. No tears or cries for the martyr. Ian heard a red sky calling, watching the trees and the leaves falling, never discovering mass salvation. Long dying forever. Is it such a surprise to see I'm your devil in disguise? Look into my eyes, I'm the cause of all your cries, and I just sit with muted sighs. You end our midnight trysts, and I cut my thinning wrists. I don't want to be without you. Please, I must insist. Give us a few more nights. Endure a few more fights. It's worth one more shot. Give me all you got. We have to say we tried. November 8th, 2002, Friday. In a quick, split-second decision, echo the sounds of Joy Division. Take my heart and hold my hand. Be my girl and I your man. Strike a stance, make a stand. You are my only friend. October 2000, you said I'm sure, and together we were made impure, making love to the cure. Enthralled and engrossed in disintegration, bodies touched and tickled with sensation. We will make it through the night. Mariner. Black widows dangle from the treetops and eclipse the burning sun. My wings expand and flutter. I raise my smoking gun. The man I seek confronts me. In his face I stick my rage. I'm speechless, but my thoughts are spoken eloquently by my gauge. Autumn Mystery. The black ghost man leads you to the valley, your soul passing slowly through the trees. Blood runs from your mouth, your body hanging from the gallows. Townsfolk, women and children watch with ease. In your bed at night the voice told you to inform others of ideas and thoughts that would seal your fate. There is no room for philosophy in these rustic times. The prophet's kids they burn, his wife they rape. The God that you pledged your life to gives you thanks for what you did. In his paradise all will be behind you. You will be in his presence with your wife and kids. November 20th, 2002, Wednesday. Star-filled children of the galaxy dance in circles around the sun, yelling into the black hole, this time of ours is done. She cowers in an abandoned tenement. He looks at her bruised face. Covering her naked body with her hands, she shivers. He thanks the city for not tearing down this place. Prairie, meadows, and farmland boys. Cross streets, cul-de-sacs, and posh dog girls. Longing for a change, wishing for a chance. Trapped in a prefabricated time. Forget their dreams and dance. 25 miles from the city. The field where they once laughed. 15 years ago he remembers. He wants those days back. Smell her skin and kiss her. Taste her flesh and caress. Give her everything you have to give. If not, she will be gone before you have a chance. I'll die if I never have you. I'll cry if you leave me here. I'll not be able to forget you. After what you did, though, I'll risk the pain. A few words for Kelly on a Saturday morning. I'm sorry I've not seen you. My sleep patterns are quite askew. All I've done is think about you. I've missed you so much, honey. Have you missed me too? You make me feel so great inside. And I can only think of one thing to do. I have something to tell you, baby. Hey, sexy, darling, beautiful gal. I love you. December 8th, 2002, Monday. Everything in my life is a story, and all stories are meant to be told. If I have the courage to admit the details of my life in writing, you should have the courage to endure the embarrassment and the pain of truth. brettalancoker. January 11th, 2003, Sunday. Quote, the time in my life that I met her was a turbulent time. It was as if I was in an out-of-control river and needed to hold on to something. And it didn't matter what that something was, as long as it was stronger than me. And she was. End quote. Nice car, man. San Diego. 14 years disappear simply for a girl. At least you're happy, but I'm not. You're erasing me from your world. Can't wait till next Tuesday. Something we always say. It's Wednesday and it's a week away. And you are too far away to see that I wait for you here. But there are no more Tuesdays for me. I write about you in song and poem, and you don't seem to care. I want to hate you and forget our past, but I would never dare. I wish that I could say goodbye, but I have a lump in my throat. Our friendship has faded and we ceased to be, and it ended on a sour note. End tomorrow, cease. Where is it that you went, dear Tripsy? No one seems to know. Oh, I know where. To that guy's house. What's his name? Oh, it's March 9, 2003, Saturday. Death came before me tonight and left me with a sticky face and didn't pay me my $5. The bastard. Gun mags, sunflower seeds, and chlamydia. Picture frames on doorsteps. Imaginations run amok. Jabbering leper nations unchained. 7 sciences, 7 doors, no one's sane. Crescent moons on gravy trains. Dreaming of a baby's smile, barreling silver bane. Feasibility unheard of, no chance, Monsignor. Protagonist antagonist is his mother, who smothered the child's face. Tear stains of my shirt sleeve, blood on my shoes and hands. His Eminence lay dying and saddened at the entrance of his God's domain. Troubled water transpires pyres. Pasted wings and foil rings do not an angel make. Yes, they do. Saragina danced the rumba. Volpina dipped my cock in your tea. 3rd Battalion retreats from the front line. Himmler eats human flesh. Tasty, fishy, livid, and gaunt. What is left of my mind? Where is my unicorn? Give me a dime with the fasci. Control me with your ruse. Mortal sins will not be deterrents. Ethics all shot to hell. Asi nisi masa. Mother touched my nimble hand. Adroit adolescents tell fairy tales. Stories that bear no shame. Sit on the shore of tomorrow. Listen to the warmth of today. Fantasize and harmonize for yesteryear. I'm failing to find my way. I steal Neverland. Our government is going to kill us, to begat the New World Order. A plan conceived hundreds of years ago. No doubt that they'll achieve. Control the oil, and our funds will not be matched. Politicians' pockets lined in hundreds. Tycoons will strike their match. They buy the media and murder their foes. Meanwhile, we fuck each other and channel surf reality shows. They manufactured AIDS to destroy the unwanted and bomb tenements in far-off lands. Our guise is lending a sympathetic hand. Soon our bodies will burn, our children will choke, all because of decisions by cunts in suits who hate white trash immigrants, niggers, and fruits. We pay for them to do this, by the way. Luckily, I'm white, not poor, educated, and not gay, so I'll be the last to go. I'll starve in a nuclear winter and dry up in a radioactive haze. At least I'll die before I have children, and thank heavens I have a gun. I will be able to take some of those errand boys sent by grocery clerks with me as I shoot up the National Guard. Their bodies will cover my yard. Soon my country will kill me and torture me with cyanide like they did the Davidians. Well, that's fine, I guess. I still have hell to look forward to. A grand day out. A long time has passed and it's all the same. The same way, you see, before you and me, before us and them, and never again will we ever have anything to share. My love you won't bear because you don't care, then again I don't either. I can't remember your smell or the feel of your body in the dark. I promise our secrets I'll never tell. In my heart and body you left your mark. Yet our tattooed life together is losing its color as I've left and you love another. You're nothing I can touch anymore. A ripped up picture on the bedroom floor. An email on your birthday. There's not much left to say. A voice I can only hear in memories. No matter what happens, it will never please. It will never again be like my senior year, when all the tensions were clear. Still our end was drawing near, and now you fading from my life is my greatest fear. But also the truest of reality. Just go away from me. I don't want your pity. Your face I hardly ever see. You're smearing pencil on an almost white again page. A tear-soaked letter wearing as thin as my hope. You're a fine wine growing sweeter with age. Eventually I will be able to cope. You're the notes before a novel. Some things about you I cherish above all. A rush cram before a test. I hold on to those moments I love the best. A quick sketch before a final. The sounds of our past aren't that clear but pop and skip like vinyl. You're a demo, not a remastered track. Many of the bad things I did, I wish I could take back. Allow me a minute. We used to hang at the tower, a convoy of cars and trucks, farming the nearby grass, spitting from the very top. And this boy's mind his torment apparently wouldn't stop. Our golden memories sway with the wind, like his feet from the blackened beam. I wanted it to be my icon, and I never would have dreamed a kid would end his time there. We would play some music, smoke a cigar, drink a beer. At the top you look around and all sounds fade away and mix into white noise. At the top, Will and I flew kites once, back when we were boys. I've spent many days here, with my family, my old dog Cody, my friends, and many loves. I never once wrote my name on it with spray paint, although everyone does. All is forever. In your memory it waits. He climbed the stairs, which I've stepped upon many, many times. He felt the breeze that has blown across my face. Was it because of his parents, or because of a girl? How about a fear of tomorrow? Perhaps just the pain seen in the world. Rihanna sang there once, as I laid on my back, hypnotized by the great expanse above me. Kirk was there with me, and a tear fell along my cheek. Tim, Derek, and I smoked some cigars there one time, and we forgot to bring a lighter, so we sent Derek back down to get one from the car. The time he was gone was extremely short. That is when we realized he could teleport. I took Marilyn there, within the first few weeks of us dating. In fact, before we knew we would end up this way. I clearly remember that day. I wonder what the kid would say, if he knew that the place he stood meant so much to so many. It was a refuge for those like me, in search of peace. I'd hope he wouldn't have done what he did. Maybe he would have made a different choice. So much love in the world, so many good things, so many good people, so much friendship, yet unused. I understand we could get the last two confused. But don't stop searching for it. It will come, I promise. The light at the end of the tunnel won't always be a train. I've been to the same dreary places. I've seen those decrepit parts of my mind. I have wanted my life to end. I thought once how you thought. I wanted it to stop. What I searched for I found, because I did not give up. I kept on, striven on, and won. And I'm saddened that you didn't. But you ended up this way because you quit. We used to hang at the tower, and now a new generation does. Except when we hung out there, we never used a rope. WM3. They're innocent, you stupid fucking Lloyds. How come you're so ashamed of your pitiful little cocks that you make 3 innocent boys, now men, endure the hells of prison? Of deceptions and lies. How the fuck can you look at your children and pretend to be a hero? You're a bunch of cum-chugging Riris, given the powers of the law to bring forth justice, but you fuck it up and ruin lives. Then you go home and are laughed at behind your backs, you dumb jag-off and Nazis. Bogeyman. To rid the world of its pain, inflicting more is necessary. Give me a gun and a hot iron to poke and prod and sear some flesh, then put a speeding ball of lead through each kneecap, one in the gut, one in the neck. Singe the ears of tyrants with my poker, and then stick my barrel in their gut wound and fire 2 rounds straight through their rotting flesh. I am nothing but fire. You can only fuel me with pain. Throw me into any situation and many I will kill. Try to douse me and I'll merely flare up. Something in my heart lets me know I am doing good, and my passion for death is pure. Laugh at me, but be afraid. All I have to do is kill you and your family. I am fire and death, to burn you and make you slowly die. Torture every molecule of your brainwashed feeble mind. The fire in my eyes lights the way for my darkness. I can fake my nighttime with lies. You can sleep and I will come and shine before you and engulf you. While you are awake, I can make you see the blade of life. Faking day for night, night and day. My flames will melt your heart, and I'll eat your crispy flesh. March 17th, 2003, Monday. Your lip gloss on my lips and makeup on my shoulder. School dazed. On my way to school today, I began to feel real gay. A bit of happiness filled my soul, as a bit of water seeped into a socky hole. When it rains, everything glistens, and I can't help but feel sublime. Ants will swim in puddles, and worms crawl out to listen, to try a little of rain's pattering rhyme. Yes, oh yes, I confess, it should rain all the time. I hope it rains so much, that they'll close the school. No bus, no mess, no homework fuss. If I were principal, I'd be one you can trust. I would be no fool. I'd declare a rain day, like a snow day, how cool. Hooray, hurrah, g'day, g'day, yippee, there is no school. It's fun when it rains, I tell you. Some rules can be broken and bent. I want to play in the wetness, but now I must lament. I looked down and frowned, oh my, I am stepping in cement. March 25th, 2003, Tuesday. Daddy went to war. I still don't know what for. He came home in a box and upped a few stocks. At least Big Oil won't cry no more. Daddy said freedom is a jewel, and protesters called him a fool. Fighting men supposedly bad. I meanwhile have no dad. Mama can't afford gas to get me to school. My parents raised me right. We rarely had a fight. They sheltered me from sex and boys, and all those things that are bad. So I spent my time smoking hash, and through many a drug-binged bash. I'm a 46-year-old virgin in rehab. I love you, Mom and Dad. Quad Nations. The story of yesterday. I can't wait to see what happens. In a lifetime, all you have to do is die. Highway overpass, sleeping, under the influence. Diggity diggity higgity chop, miggity miggity figgity da, fuck you. I think executions should be an Olympic sport. Starfruit and candy corn. Your name is used in many songs, and it always sounds so right. I have something for you, my dear, that I wrote tonight. It has a beautiful melody, a simple rhyme and beat. When you hear it, I hope it sounds so sweet. I'm sorry for our tortured past. Never thought we would ever be, and never thought we'd last. We're not who we were, but I am finally sure that you are her, the one for me. To look and be and always see you standing beside me. The future is not so clear. Will we last a year? Our months as one can never be undone. For we spent days together and dreamt weather. The minute that we met was our fate then set. And as we fell in love, We grew into a life together, paved by wishes and dreams, graced by your stars above. Kelly, watch the stars and tell me what will be. As the angels hark and step from the dark, asking, has anyone here seen Kelly? Time still drags us further, along in the sands of time. All I have is you, my heart and yours, a pen, some love, a rhyme. It has been a while, but it still feels short. Yet our time as a couple will never feel too long. Sitting beside you, smiling as the movie life sang Kelly's song. This is my poem for you, set to a ditty, a tune. My love letter for you to make you smile. When we kiss again in a short while, it will never be too soon. Pamela 36, Take 1, Song. September of 99, it became that time when you didn't call, waiting for you in our home, crying in the hall. Our bed is empty while you roam. I'm scared you're not while I feel alone. Is there a reason for this? There has to be a purpose. Tell me why you do this, why you put me through this. 1 week later, you're gone again, off to downtown and holding his hand. I cruise the bars not thinking ahead, looking for head, gonna fill your empty spot in our bed. You run off with boys and leave me with girls. Still we're together, what's wrong with this world? We smile and chat like nothing is wrong. We both want to leave, but neither is gone. Is there a reason for this? There has to be a purpose. Tell me why we do this, why we both go through this. Is it mere discretion or sheer indifference? I'm looking at you and I'm thinking of her. You're smiling at me, but you're seeing his face. Behind my back you touch, behind your back we kiss. What is the point of all of this? Is it mere discretion or sheer indifference? You say that you love me, but I don't believe. I say it back just to deceive. What we had is over. It has all been lost. Now we're lying to ourselves that we shared something once. I'm tired of putting everything into the nothing I get from you. Is there a reason for this? There has to be a purpose. Tell me why we do this, why we both go through this. Is it mere discretion or sheer indifference? Growing Noah, Song. Hello, dear child, I am your friend. Take my hand, I will carry you through the light into the end. Don't be afraid of anyone, anything, or dying. So much is ahead, let's get going. You can be anything you want to be. Just be yourself and you will see. The power you bear, it is so great, so think ahead but live for today. Through life and love you must blaze on. Fight those wars that must be won. Times will change and pain will come, but when all is said and done, you will see you're not alone. You are not the only one. Your mom will cry and you will too. Fall once or twice and dad will look down on you. They have seen many things and you will too. Faced many problems but came through. Don't give up, they have faith in you. Tomorrow is not too far away. Say whatever it is you want to say. Do whatever you feel is true. Follow your heart and mind too. Be prepared because adults do lie. They will tear you down, but you must try. In life, all you have to do is die. Make the most of it and you'll see why. Why we strive and why we fight. Why we face each day and night. Why we laugh and why we cry. Why we live and why we die. Why there's pain and why there's hate. Why we work and why we date. Why we fuck and why we share. Why we love and why we care. Religion, truth, and friends and sex. The meaning of life you will never guess. Someday, my friend, you will know. Only when you learn and grow. Make it through forever and reach the end of your show. Stumbling Out of Like, Song. If it's alright, I'm going to stay up and drink all night. Write and rewrite our penciled past with permanent ink. And I may just stop and think about what we had and what we did, all we shared and all things said, and the bad things I had done to you. and the reasons for why we are through. I know it's not supposed to be like this, but it's the way I've always been. Crawling out of a hole I made only to fall back in. I'll never be the man you want, just a failing friend. I promise I'll never do it. And I mean it when I say it, yet we both know it will happen again. I want it to be different just as much as you. You act like you don't believe me, but I'll swear to you. I'm gonna change some day, just you wait and see. Pick up your doubts and see this through, or I'll be the man you'll never see. Tripsy and the Bandit. Since '88, we've had a happy life together. Elementary school recess, swing sets, vocab tests, never knowing whether it will last until we die. You have her now, and I'm writing this, alone, drunk, and too stupid to cry. Not brave enough to swallow my regret and dial. We both wait for the other's call. My guess is it will be a while. Throwing darts and billiard balls, a Black Camel 8 and a Miller Lite Q, claymation movies, fire logs, and beta porn, and now nothing is all we do. Softball teams and primal screams, dumping Kirk's desk on the classroom floor, smoking weed and stogies in the basement, sneaking in through the back door, golfing with cans of Diet Coke, falling off my bike when your peg hit my spokes, cruising high school nights away in the Babe layer, and then eastbound and down. The TA used to be your prized possession, now it's all torn down. A lot of things are. Now what do we have? Is there anything you want to say? I think it's a bad thing if you don't. And I am speechless too so far. You don't phone and I still never answer. I'd pick it up if I thought we had a chance, or perhaps if I forget my pride. The nights get dark and Mosey will bark, you at your house and me at mine, as we stare up at the same moon, seeing all the universe, remembering all that's been done, forgetting all that's gone, wanting to be forever, wishing to always be young, or at least to shine and share one more moment, a funny story or two. But I lost all hope when she left me and found you. When you took her hand and your love began, she threw our time as one on the pyre. You gained all I had from her, while she stole everything from me. I lost, you won, she won, I lost. My consolation prize was a handful of anguish, and it is fueling my raging fire. 14 years have passed now, having always seen your face, spending our teenage years drinking and wasting away at your place. How did it become this far? I never thought between us anything could or would go wrong. I see no future, it is all behind us now. We are ending, like this song. I never said goodbye and too scared to say hello. I hope you know I love you and I miss you so. All things fade. This is the finale. Forever. All our time together, feeling so important. Making love on your bed, blaring something corporate. Troy's Bucket, song, unfinished. Goodbye to my family, so long my loved ones. My childhood has ended now, all I had is gone. What happens on the road ahead you can never tell. I'm looking back and dreaming of my 21 wishing well. In a land of ivory bullets with sparkling chromium shells, I'm lost and being found, still searching for my 21 wishing well. Mastorna, song, unfinished. A band I'll never sing in, a song we'll never play. Poetry, prose, and pictures, never seeing the light of day. A novella never finished. I always get discouraged. All things left behind, born in my mind and forgotten. These are all signs of the time. Now we give up and in, and never begin what we set out to do. They end before begin, are over before they're through. Plan your work and work your plan. Keep thinking and repeating, little train. I think I can, I think I can. Follow all thoughts through until completion. No great idea deserves deletion. Swatch dogs and Diet Coke heads. Song. You are being lied to. Everything you know is wrong. Burn your cell phone, crash your SUV, stop listening to Creed. Put on some Coltrane Steel Train and pick up a book. Some Rollins or Selby will do. There is a whole world of illusion and fantasy, illusion and reality out there, and it's all for you. Rip the names off your clothes. Find all of your foes. They are the ones who take your money and sell you worthless dreams. You are not a walking billboard. Drugs and not sex is absurd. May 21st, 2003, Wednesday. Why would you never envision the beauty that could have been shared by you and me? I don't doubt a dazzling bride you'd make to a husband who could actually stand you. May 26th, 2003, Monday. Coltrane's music is like sex without any physical contact. The emotion is there and the passion and the love. The sensations and the thrills of an orgasm, but no fumbly, sticky groping to destroy the mood. It is atmospheric and mystical. It is divine. It is impulse. Anthem. Okay, so here's the thing. Skinny people cannot help being skinny as much as fat people can't help being fat. It is the way we were made. Our metabolism and body structure and all of that. I was a fat fucking baby. I was 10 pounds 11 ounces at birth, and now at the age of 21, I'm 6'1", tall. I'm extremely underweight for my height. A friend of mine who's shorter than me weighs 10 pounds more than I do, and I know another guy who is as tall, if not taller than me, who weighs 127 pounds to my 143. People who are heavier are always giving a shit, saying, "Oh, I hate you. You're so skinny. God, I wish I was as skinny as you. I'm so fat." Fuck that. When you tell a person, "Gosh, you're so skinny," it's like me going up to a fat person saying, "God damn, you're fat." Skinny people, skinny white guys mainly, since that is what I am and the only group I can speak for, are just as self-conscious about being skinny as fat people are about being fat. I wish I could put on 10 or more pounds as much as people want to lose 10 or more pounds. I eat, just so you know. I eat a fucking lot. But you know what? It doesn't change a thing. And if I work out, all I get is tone. I don't get buff. So here again, I'm a 21-year-old who's 6'1" and weighs 143 pounds, who has arms like sticks and legs like, well, longer sticks. It's not very threatening. I'm not weak by any means, but to look at me, you'd think I was a wuss. I can fight, and have, but I will never be able to scare anyone off by using my bulging biceps or throbbing forearms. My girlfriend is about a foot shorter than me, so I'm very insecure about that because it has to look really funny when we hug because it looks like I'm hugging a little cousin or some little kid. I have a bony pelvis, and I'm sure that doesn't feel good when making love, and I have no ass whatsoever. Seriously, it just goes from my spinal column straight down to my legs. There's nothing in between. So please keep that in mind. We, the skinny white men of America, do not like our weight to be brought up. If I were to go to the fat white men of America's convention and yell, "Hey, you guys are so fat, I hate you," I'd get pelted with a lot of rib sandwiches. Well, actually, they'd probably eat those and throw all the vegetables and healthy foods at me. I am a skinny white man who will always be skinny and will always be persecuted because people assume that I am happy with my weight. I am not happy with it, but I do accept it. So if you're fat, accept it, you'll be happier. If I could gain 10 pounds, that would be cool. But I'm content with what I am as long as you fatties shut the fuck up. Tony, watch your head. Since September 11th, post 9/11 environment, in the wake of September 11th, aftermath of 9/11, as you saw after September 11th and beyond, supposedly we didn't see it coming, and that is a horrible tragedy. It is, or was. Can we move on yet? What about Oklahoma City? What about Ruby Ridge? What about the 3,000 dead in Panama? What about the extermination Third Reich style of the Davidians at Carmel and Waco? What about the hate bred and unleashed at Columbine, Jonesboro, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Somalia? What about the kid whose mom was at work and daddy overseas? All he has is his music, a poster of someone he'll never meet on his wall, and a video game where you drive around and kill people. A television that displays car crashes. People who eat their own hair and swim in feces for money. What about the girl whose dad used to touch her while mom said nothing? Then dad went back to the church to preach and mom went to the bar. The girl cried and then shot up. She was pregnant at 13. And the child who will never meet his dad because he was killed while occupying a country that is no longer a threat. The boy whose mom left him because she won the lottery, got her breasts enlarged, tummy tucked, and her face laser resurfaced. So she was young and beautiful looking again, so she rode off with the first guy she met. And Dad was too busy working 2 jobs to stop her. Is it his problem he can't get it up anymore after breathing all of the fumes and toxins in her air and at the plant he works at, drinking down arsenic and smoking cancer? I believe America is a spoiled child. America was raised by an abusive parent and then ran away. We got a credit card and a free place to stay, once we killed all the brown people. We used that credit card to buy the biggest gun, so we had all the power. But we were never trained to hold that power. We hide behind pride and honor. Pride for killing and degrading minorities and honor of raising pedophiles and rapists. We are that kid in your class who never paid attention and always acted out. No cause to fight for, but would fight anyway. You insult us and we'll kill you and call it justice. We'll murder your people because they are of a different religion or have dark skin and don't have money. We are a bastard child who's left the house for the weekend and invites over their rich friends to play. Plenty of booze, drugs, and sex. But outside, we're all clean-cut, God-fearing, mainly Judeo-Christian, tax-paying, helping hand-lenders. We punch and kick and bite and stab and kill and shoot and rape, and when we skin our knee, we look down and cry and don't understand what we are feeling. Pain? Loss? What are these? I shouldn't be able to get hurt because I watch television. I listen to J-Lo and watch American Idol. Oh, that Simon is so mean. I wonder who Joe Millionaire is going to pick. I don't get it. People don't die when we go to war. They just fall down and lie real still. And all that blood on the ground will eventually be soaked up by their bodies and they'll be okay. I don't get it? No, you don't get it. Those people who die over there are not humans. They are savages who eat rice and bread and never bathe and worship an evil lord and speak all weird and it's okay that we kill them because we're doing good. A war is just a television story. It's all fake. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to invade your land. Kill your people, rape your women, suck up your natural resources, put in a fast food chain that you'll get paid less than our white workers at. We will take over your homes and give them to our workers and put up a large asbestos-filled tenement for you and your 30 family members. You have to read this Bible and this Bible only, and you have to speak English. I know we're not in America, but that is what we speak, so you have to conform to us, okay? And no talking back because we don't listen to squabbling by the help. Oh, and all that love you make because sex is natural and okay, well, you can't do that anymore. You are sinners if you do that. Here, have some heroin and cocaine and raise your kids to abuse this stuff, and they will never touch each other in the naughty places. I'm going to stop writing now. I'm too depressed because I know I'm right. Lambkin Lane, song, unfinished. We have made the decision tonight is the night. I want it to be special. It will feel so right. Go slow. Coffee mugs, Ninja Turtles, and lightsabers. Song. Unfinished. Remember that song from when I was a kid? You quoted it when I was in trouble. This is what you said. Everything I do for you. But now what do you do for me? Why won't you see what I have inside? And all the good things I will be. I will be something great and then you'll care. When it's all too late. I never had any emotional support. You tore it all down like a living room fort. Why won't you believe in me? June 30th, 2003, Monday. Quote, it's not that I don't love right now. I just never stopped loving back then. End quote. Pop-Tart Body Shot. Atavistic decadence. Shot full deep fried. Turbulent evanescence. Hot plate drip dried. Through the walls her coming screams cry. He pounds and she tears up, but smiles a Cheshire smile. Telltale makers of thought and beatific voice. Choices of choice to choose or lose a war. The man who stands in the doorway of his childhood's room has long phallic fangs which glow and shine like cum in ultraviolet light. Precognitive erected whores go down on each other between johns. The salty shot slides down their esophageal path to join its regiment of soldiers in an acidic plunge. Like a boy who finds his father's gun, or a girl touching her clit for the first time. Danger is ahead. 2 loads are going to be blown into the air as it cuts lines through the white noise lies of our nation. Tell me about the ghettos, about the syringe-filled ponds and condom-overloaded septic tanks. Everyone gets the injection one way or another. Vaseline eyes make the world easier to see, or easier to accept and understand. There is no tearing or anal leakage. Oak tree branch snaps, awaking to my pure consciousness. Carol strokes my head and puts me back to sleep. He then nods off himself on a mainline shot. Ginsberg sits on the windowsill, licking his lips as he watches the boys on the streets. Young blacks playing street ball. All of their rage already in place, not yet unleashed. Kerouac lays out his mat in the southwest corner of the loft. He repeats a forgotten mantra, sips some wine, and speaks to us about unchained mechanics and ephemeral loves, sacrilegious texts, derelict closet cases. Across the street, a bold-faced liar with the nose of a Shar-Pei tells his children to obey the computers, to drink their sodas, eat their fast food, and be home in time for the sitcoms and reality shows, instructing them to avoid trees, all forms of nature, books, open minds, and curiosity. The only cat it didn't kill was a boppin' Hep. Hark to speed-freak Latinos, to shut the blinds on their way out to see the transcendence of Mohammed, to check up on the beats who lounge at 51st, smoking liggets and drinking Captain. Tell those lazy-ass crackers to check up on the cunts on Renner Road, who screw by a clock set to a scream, pop ups and then fuck, listening to Air. Wherever the pin goes, my hand is soon to follow. Wherever my hand goes, my cock is sure to be. 17 and fucking a stranger, battering her with my drumstick and basting her bags with my flow. In the mirror there is a face I no longer remember, with a mind that is corrupting all those around. The pleading nymphets and drooling queers. All is coming to an end. All is going to conclude. All is coming to an end. The Lot. You can laugh at my emotions and mock my art, but when I stand at the doorway of glory, you will still be going to keggers with trust fund babies and date rapists. Potion of Oblivion. You set my heart ablaze, and I burn so bright. I see through you and view your beauty. You are my celluloid dream. Soledad Street, song, written with Franklin Keith Richard Klein. It started to rain as we walked on through the night into the darkness, holding hands, connecting eyes, passing a window I've seen 1,000 times. But tonight is different because I'm with you. It's an interesting feeling, re-falling in love. I never thought we'd be back here again. The rain stops for a moment, then begins anew, just like we could, and this millionth kiss feels like a first. Wasn't sure if you needed my help to fix your bad day, but I was there anyway. My car broke down a mile from your house, then we were all alone. Footsteps falling on concrete, not as loud as they used to be. The angelic hum of a streetlight reminds me of you, if only for a moment. It started to rain as I walked on through the night into the darkness, trembling hands, weeping eyes, passing a window I've seen 1,000 times, missing what I saw before. Like always, it's without you. July 24th, 2003, Thursday. I'm 21, almost 22, and I don't like to revert back to who I was. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not a teenager. I don't enjoy running around skate parks and goofing off because I'm too old for that. It's not that I think I'm better than anybody else. I just want to progress and be better than what I am. July 24, 2003, Thursday, untitled and unfinished. The song said Tuesday's gone, and you never did believe. Burn away our childhood dreams and adolescent fears. Destroy forgotten hopes to relive teenage years. Drown out your sorrow throughout teenage years. Take a trip through reality, surpass adolescent fears. Put on Smokey and the Bandit, and toss me another beer. We don't know it yet, but soon I won't be here. Because of moments like this, for Kelly. 5 years is not so far apart when I pledge you my life and you give me your heart. The longer you are by my side, it is plain to see that I'm growing further from being that supposed man that you know I used to be. Send me a letter sealed with a kiss and stained with a tear. Wrap it in a ribbon pulled from your hair. Spray it with the perfume I bought you and set it on the floor. Close your eyes and listen to your heartbeat. I'm just outside your door. Hold my hand and let's go out and lie beneath the moon. We do this every week, but tonight will change everything because the stars will look at you. They'll see your smile, smell your scent, and it will remind them why they shine. Like me, they want to spend forever in your arms and on your mind. Return to me. What do you look like now? What have you become? I hear stories about you, and what I hear is a person who is nothing like what I remember. I'm running out of things to say and write about you. I'm forgetting all of the things we once did. As you know, I watch a lot of movies, and whenever I watch a good romance movie where the guy is so sweet and amazing, I always think of who you once were. Somehow I feel like that's not you now. It's 4:55 in the morning. I've had a few glasses of wine. My mind is flooded with thoughts of you. I have began many things in my life. Too many I have yet to complete. But I can never be whole again until we fix what we caused. All I can say is that I still miss you. 1549. I will never know all there is to know, but I will not give up trying. Through all of this, I will continue my search for truth, and I will always strive to understand. I believe that creation comes from destruction, much like order out of chaos and light from darkness. Before you can build something on a strong foundation, you have to rip up the ground and remold it, and pour on fresh cement, fresh ideas and feelings. Over the years, I've torn myself apart. I've put myself in many places and fought my way out, jumped naked into the deep end and struggled to stay afloat. As I look into the future, I can predict more trials and tribulations, more pain, conflict, tough times, but love and good times as well. I will fail many more times, yet I also will succeed in those places where I failed before. Through my writings, I have seen who I am, and I can understand why I do some things I do. I condescend to a lot of people to make myself feel smart. I flaunt a lot of the things I have because for some reason I am proud of a lot of possessions. I talk to people very often in a tone that says to them I am better than them, and that no one has seen the things I have and I am more worldly. We all know this is false. The truth is I'm still a child inside this new man's body. I still cannot support myself or maintain financial stability, but I am fully aware of this and continue to try. I am scared of all the wrongs I've committed to others, and ashamed of things I have said and things I have written, but I continue on. I am no different than anybody else. I am the same. I am not special by any means. I am just me. One of 6 billion pieces of crap. I just pretend to be unique. What have I seen these last few years? What have I learned? I lost the woman I spent 2 years of my life with, my first real love and relationship. I drove her away by my childish and selfish actions. I treated the one who I now love like crap because I placed the blame on her. I didn't take responsibility for what I did, and I tried to hate her while loving her in secret. I wallowed in self-pity and wanted everyone to feel sorry for me. I lost my best friend. Well, he lost me. It could have been saved, but neither gave in to what is right. We just sat back and waited, and it ended before we knew. I attempted to make something more of myself by going to college, but reverted back to my elitist mentality and said I didn't need school, when the truth is I couldn't hack it and didn't want to put forth energy. I was in a car wreck which could have claimed my life, but instead it opened my eyes to love that was right before them. And I've never been happier. So that's good. I've become a lot smarter due to my reading habits, but even there I could improve by trying to understand the books being read, as opposed to just trying to read as many as I can just to say I did. My family basically ended, although it just changed. My parents divorced, and the way I lived my life for 20 years has changed. It feels like yesterday I was 18, and the day before that I was 10. I got myself into debt and am slowly crawling out of that hole. I still have not accomplished too much since high school. There are many things yet undone and unlearned and not quite understood. Looking into the future once more, here's what I see. I will leave the house I've lived in since 1984, leave the neighborhood and memories, maybe even get my own place with a friend. Perhaps my job will change, a new friend will come, an old friend will leave. That one who's gone already will grow even more distant. That girl I love will be a blurry image and weak voice in my mind. The girl I love now may squeeze me tighter or open her arms and release me. Her love for me may fade or mine for her. I hope not, though. Many of these things frighten me. Many make me feel warm and fill me with hope. Still, I feel something dark ahead. Death or pain. Mine or someone else's. No matter what, I will hit it all head on. I do see that I have matured. I do see I'm making progress. I do see I can be more in my life. I do see a happy ending. I understand that just because I fall doesn't mean I can't climb back up. I understand that just because I cry doesn't mean I'll always miss what I lose. I understand that soon my life will change more, in good ways and bad. I understand that I am the creator of my own world. I understand I'm responsible for the way my life goes. I understand that I am somebody. I understand tomorrow will be okay. I understand that all the days that came before me served a purpose. I understand that while I study and analyze the past, the future passes me by. I understand that I'm a tall, skinny, kind of attractive, somewhat funny, slightly intellectual white suburban male who drinks too much soda, has bad teeth, a yellow toe, some pimples on his back, is bad at listening, is pretentious, egotistical, conceited, and arrogant, has an affinity for younger girls, a penchant for sex, who masturbates too much, never acts as much as he talks, thinks he is better than others, sometimes two-faced, sometimes lies, slightly racist but tries not to be, lazy, self-centered, mooching but still very giving, neurotic, self-serving, depressed, occasionally a false bourgeois, full of delusions of grandeur, quits a lot of things before he finishes, lives in his mind, tries to be what he is not, is embarrassed by who he is and things he does, a cheat, a womanizer, a user, a cynic, a pessimist, a bad friend, a rebel, an outsider, a piece of shit, and a fucking fake, of an elitist mentality, makes fun of people who live their lives the way he wishes he would let himself live, horrified of change, yet I will face the coming days with full knowledge of my faults and of my strengths, and that my work is not finished and my life still has to be lived. I will wake up tomorrow and read this and know what I am and who I am. And for now, that is all I need to understand.